Good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, September 28th. It is 6 o'clock sharp. We are right on time. Lloyd's battling. This is Lloyd's flu game right here. Lloyd's battling. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
So I ate the whole pizza.
I appreciate, yeah. And
So
ate the pizza. Right? Now, being the show that we are, and being the friends that we are, and being...
I mean, how's that happen?
Hey, I mean, what?
I don't know how that happens.
We had a show. We just had a talk.
I don't know how that happens.
This is amateur hour over here. So, being the friends that we are, and being the show that we are, and being that, hey, we're all teammates, we're all on the same team, we pick each other up. Lloyd, hey, I don't feel good. You know, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And
I never said.
I think that was going through your head that he said he wasn't going to make it.
He
So what
definitely
happened was, so he's sick, being the teammate and the leader. I would like to call me the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I'm going to put together this little care package for Lloyd so that he can make sure that he recovers very well. Because if you don't know Lloyd, for those of you that don't know Lloyd, Lloyd is, he does not like to take care of himself as far as like making sure he does the necessary things to keep himself healthy. He thinks he's the Energizer Bunny to keep going. And that's impossible because it's not realistic. So
how does McAfee do it?
well, because he probably gets some sleep at some point, and he probably he doesn't do the things that you do. So what I did was I sent him some medicine. I gave him a nice little care package, and I got him back in the show today.
Yeah,
that's a little care package.
The one that
Care to tell us what was in that care package?
Look, he has it on the thing.
The one that worked the most is the one that you least suspect.
I mean, look, all the necessary stuff there, and you know,
I got the hit.
A little motivation. Put a little motivation in there. So I'm glad.
It took me a while to figure it out. I'm more of a heavy flow guy, but
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you feel better. You sound better. You're not coughing up along. Stay on that side of the room. Let's keep everybody here safe from being sick. COVID is not. I'm not worried about the COVID. I'm not worried about the COVID.
It's not the COVID.
It's not the COVID.
It's not the vid.
It's not the vid, right? It's just it's normal sickness. Listen, the leaves are changing. The weather's crisping up a little bit. It feels like fall outside. Great time for member guests this weekend. Great time. The hurricane moved a little west.
Still get that in tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to. Moved a little west, so Auburn is now no longer getting rain. Speaking of Auburn, LSU, let's go down the Heineken headlines right now. LSU is favored by 9 points now on the road at Auburn. Vegas isn't very high on the Auburn Tigers. They're not very high on them. I'm not very high on them as well. I mean, either, but it's Auburn. It's a road SEC game. Anything can happen. Harsin seems like he's coaching for his life. You know, his coaching life at Auburn. He's going to get another job somewhere, apparently. Apparently someone wants him as he's a candidate, which blows my mind. How are you a candidate for another job while you still have a job that's a better job and you're not having success there? That just blows my mind, but whatever.
Well, it feels like Auburn, all right, we want to battle with the big dogs. You can't hack it. But if you want to go to Arizona State and go win 7 games, we'll take that all day.
Speaking of, did you see Herm get
just canned on the field?
On the field. And
took it like a pro.
I mean, he knew it. Bro, Herm knew. I mean, he's known this for 2 years probably. I'm out.
He's probably, thank you.
I'm out. Like, was he going to go back to TV?
I don't know if he can. He was just cheating his ass off at Arizona State. Think, kind of showed who he was.
I think he's kind of burned his bridges. You know, he's going to have to do like a little Sean Salisbury thing and just go do his own thing.
Where's Rich Rod?
Rich Rod's coaching. He's
Ooh, where is he? He is coaching. I forget where it's at though.
Is he a head coach?
I saw him this year.
Is it UL Monroe?
You might be right.
Dude, let's get him on the show if he's in Monroe.
I think it's UL Monroe.
You might be right. And I think, yes, he is head coach.
We have the capabilities because we have the internet. So let's find it.
That old Google machine.
The Google machine.
Over here. Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville
That's
State.
what I meant. Same thing.
Same colors, kind of.
Did he used to be UL Monroe?
Let's go up the old wiki. Hold on real quick. I know he had some issues whenever he got canceled for offensive coordinator at UL. Bam, head coach. He's back in action.
UL
baby.
Monroe.
Yeah, UL Monroe.
Not UL.
Oh,
Louisiana.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, whatever.
Man, there's some people that really get offended by that.
Hey, bro. When you think of Louisiana was football school, what do you think of? LSU.
McNeese.
Grambling.
Grambling. Yeah, Southeastern. LSU's a 9-point favorite at Auburn. Weather, you were worried about the weather. think the weather is going to be fine. I checked it. It's going to be nice. It's going to be high of 75, low of 55, overcast, 10-mile-an-hour winds, no rain as of now in the forecast. That has changed over the last 24 hours. It was supposed to be a lot of rain. What's the hurricane's name in Florida?
Ian.
Hurricane Ian made his decision to move a little bit west, helped a lot of the people on this side, hurting a lot of people on the west side. Prayers go out to all of them that are in the midst of this hurricane because it's a doozy. It's a big one. It's not gonna go gentle. That's for sure. But I want to thank the good Lord, Mother Nature, for bringing this cold front through here because what that cold
Mother
front
Nature
is,
your God?
Oh, I want to thank God and Mother Nature.
Good
who he
Lord,
talks
Mother
to.
Nature.
God talks to Mother Nature and says, "Hey, let's bring this weather and let's bring this cold front to the great state of Louisiana and the southeast because they don't need another hurricane like of this capacity." And it's moved it. So thank you for that. One, I'm enjoying the weather. Two, I'm also enjoying the fact that we're not going to have a hurricane this week. It's not going to wood. It's not over yet. Almost over. Alabama opens as a 17.5-point favorite at Arkansas. That's a lot. Seems like a lot. Alabama hasn't been Alabama impressive so far. Obviously, they haven't lost. They've won the games that they needed to win. You know, it's everybody can nitpick against Alabama. Arkansas lost last week to A&M on a doink. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. We'll see. Reports come out of Pelicans camp. Zion Williamson looked amazing. His body looks great. He's talking like he's bought in. Pelicans.
Yeah, he's bought in.
I better be bought in. He got paid. He got bought in. He got that money. That money makes you buy in real quick. But let's hope that it's not basketball season. It's getting close to basketball season. Let's hope the Pelicans come out hot like the end of the season.
October, baby, the greatest sports month there is in the year.
That's it. Pelicans have a chance to be real this year. We'll see. We're not going to get much into it, but everybody likes Zion's a big story. Everybody likes to hear about it. Joey B and the Bengals play tomorrow night. Thursday Night Football, third week of Amazon Thursday Night Football. Looking forward to it, especially because you get the number 1 and number 2 picks. No, Tua wasn't 2. 2 was 5 or 6.
Tank for Tua.
But you had the tank for Tua. You had the Joey B. Joey B comes out. Joe Burrow gets the best of Tua there last year in college.
At Alabama.
When he was at Alabama.
The last time they were on the field together was basically the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
With all the names they had on that field.
The team, the combination of like that when they played each other that year in 2019, like the guys that came from that team that are in the NFL are pretty ridiculous, especially the skill position players.
It's unbelievable.
The receiver, I don't know if there was a game that has been played in college football that had that many skill position, like that many receivers, that deep of receivers that have gotten drafted that high in the NFL, right? So that's going to be interesting.
It wasn't just receivers either.
No.
The other side of
you had running back. You had both running backs.
Yeah, the other side of the ball. You had Surtain. You had Stingley. You had
Delpit. You had Christian Fulton.
You had Fulton.
You had Diggs.
You had Diggs.
Patrick Queen.
You
had Patrick Queen on the field.
Cade York.
Well,
I know you're talking skill guys, but I mean all these guys.
What are the linebackers?
You had Najee Harris on the field. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the linebackers you had there?
Jacoby Stevens.
You had Jacoby Stevens. You had Jacob Phillips. You had.
You had Dylan Moses on the other side.
Devon Gottschall. Right?
No.
He wasn't.
No. Was he gone?
Yeah, he was already in the league. He had been in the league.
Fehoko.
Yeah. Just really think about that.
18 was Gottschall's last year?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the year before.
Really let that
17.
sink in.
I thought he was there. Maybe,
I think you might.
Was that
this
Ojulari
happens to me
freshman year?
too.
Maybe. Was that?
Was Ojulari a freshman that year?
In 19? No.
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 Well,
He wasn't there.
he's a junior now.
No. 20, 21, 22.
Okay. So he was
Unless
at the game.
He was a recruiter at the game.
Oh,
But
Eli Ricks.
Eli Ricks was there. Like, it was.
No, Ricks was a freshman in 2020.
You're right.
Oh no, but he put the video out of getting recruited by.
Was Jefferson there? Did we not even say him? Or
Yeah,
did we
19
just say him?
Jefferson. We didn't go through the receivers.
Yeah, we
just
didn't
went
even
through the
because he was
defense. We
already
didn't have to go
The
through
receivers
defense.
are known.
You have 5 first-round receivers on that combined.
Jerry Jeudy was on that field.
Jerry Jeudy,
And
Waddle,
Ruggs.
Smith, Waddle.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
Mechie was a freshman.
Was that game good or what?
Jamar
Unbelievable.
Chase,
No good?
Justin Jefferson, Terrace Marshall,
Yep.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow,
Clyde.
Tua,
Yep.
Clyde,
Mac
Najee.
Najee.
Was Josh Jacobs? No, he's already gone.
No, he's gone.
Mac Jones was the backup.
Mac Jones is the backup. Unbelievable.
Lloyd Cushenberry.
Lloyd Cushenberry. Unbelievable.
Hey, if people wanted to scout,
but,
I'm going to
okay,
see
that was
one
a good.
of
That
mine.
was 19. That was 19. That was great. That was a lot of.
You watched an NFL game.
That's all you gotta do.
That's all I needed to see.
That's all you gotta do, right? Great game. We don't have both. I don't think both teams will tell you now they don't have that same amount right now at the moment. Maybe these guys develop into it, but Alabama was favored by 17.5 points at Arkansas. I think that's a lot. We'll see. Arkansas is coming off of a loss that they felt like they probably should have won. They're playing at home. Quarterback has been there for a little bit. Maybe they shock some people. I'm not saying they win. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover the spread. We have Griffin Herring, the big southpaw from South Lake Carroll in Texas.
He went to California high school, but South Lake is the city. I guess that's also in.
Wait,
guess there's two big high
so
schools.
he didn't go to South Lake in Texas?
No, but he's from South Lake, Texas, but he didn't go to Carroll.
We're going to grill him on this.
Okay, I'm going to ask him about that. From South Lake, Texas.
No, we're going to grill him on this.
Okay, we're going to grill him. We're going to grill him.
But, yeah,
big
dude.
lefty, absolute stud, committed to LSU in 2022 under the Palmaneri regime, stayed with, he was the first commit, that class, stayed with it, came all the way here. He's an absolute stud. His numbers are ridiculous. He's going to come in studio. We're going to get to know him a little bit. Look, we're an all-sports show. We encompass all sports. It's football season. We love football as much as everybody else. We got to sprinkle a little baseball because the boys are going to be good. They are primed to make a deep run, and they are in fall practice. And the weather's getting nice. The weather is nice. So when the boys are out there practicing and you don't have really anything to do in the mornings, well, actually next week you will because fucking Tennessee game's at 11. It's bullshit. But if you don't have anything to do, go watch the guys play, go see them, and then go watch the football games. You get the best of both worlds. But he's going to come in, and we're going to have a really cool interview. You had something to say.
I was going to say, I like Jared's idea. Like, we should bring him here and just make him very uncomfortable. Let's just grill him and put him in the hot seat.
Why?
No, I'm kidding. That would be terrible.
That would not be good. I think we've pretty much gotten the barrier of like, hey, they're going to come on. Baseball guys are coming on our show, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we're in the middle of getting the football barrier of that. Now, it's a little difficult with football season with the time that we have their show because they have a lot of practice, they have film study, they have school. 6 to 8 p.m. is very hard for the football players, current football players, to come on the show now. Now, we have a lot of ends and connections with football players that have played here in the past that we were friends with that have come on that have been electric. We just need to get them on more, and they will be on more. That's going to happen. It's SEC play. It's SEC time now. SEC play is heating up. It's a lot more fun to talk about. It's hard to get people to come here and talk about New Mexico and Southern. Easy to get them to come talk about Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Tennessee, and those schools. So,
yeah, when we made the time change, we didn't. We were under the impression of the Ed Orgeron era, not that Brian Kelly would actually be watching his players and saying, wait, you have to be at practice and film study. We were used to the loose
I think they did that then, too. I just don't really think they paid much.
attention.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know.
It's okay.
And they tried hard.
Maybe.
They tried hard.
You can see the difference between some of these guys were on that team too.
What do you feel? What do y'all feel? What do y'all feel about the 9-point favorite?
I was hearing that it went from 1 to 9. What I'm seeing on the website,
The website that our friend gave us.
that seems very reputable. It was only at 7, and so it hasn't. I don't know.
It opened at 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, I don't know where people are getting this. Like maybe like preseason, if that's what you can't. But you can't put bets then.
Yeah, no.
So it was never at like 1 after like the New Mexico game didn't change the spread that much, or the Mississippi State game didn't change the spread that much, but it climbing even past, I guess, as long as it doesn't get to 10, I still feel comfortable. But perfect teaser opportunity, as I will always say.
Move. You're a big teaser. I don't mind the 8.5, 9 points. I tell you what I do like. I do like the 45.5 under number.
Which
I
way?
like the under.
Okay, me too.
I like the under. I think LSU will be able to score. I don't think Auburn. I don't think they're going to score 45 points. But I also don't think Auburn is going to be able to score. The only way. This is my.
24-21.
And you're there. You're there. The only way that I think that. I say the only way. I don't want to say only way, but I think it's for Auburn to score. I think it's going to have to be like broken plays, big play. I don't think that they're going to sustain drives all the way down the field with the type of offense that they ran last week. That's just my opinion. J. Mitch, you can tell me if you can say that I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong, but the way the quarterback was running and throwing and not lack of throwing, I just don't see them being able to sustain long drives. Now, maybe a trick reverse, double reverse pass, whatever it is, and pop like a 65-yard play. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's how I see them maybe scoring as opposed to driving down the field.
I'm not saying I don't think they could, drive the ball down the field and score once, but I don't see us giving up a 50, 60 plus yard touchdown, and I don't see them continuously driving the ball down the field.
Right.
I think it's pretty well known at this point that LSU's been pretty good so far this year as to making you be disciplined and making you drive the ball up and down the field. Right. Like that's been probably their strong point.
They've probably given up
minimizing
2 big plays,
making you literally just have to, So I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
consistently at least.
If Auburn has any prayer in this, that would be their chance, right? You're not going to be able to.
No, their
big plays.
No. Their prayer in this would be not even big plays. Their prayer in this would be turnovers. If they
we have to beat
if they win the
ourselves.
turnover battle and maybe one big play, and then now you put us behind the 8 ball where we're basically playing catch up, that's something different. I think that's their real chance in this. Other than that, I don't see them winning this game. No matter how close it is,
LSU,
but I do see them covering.
LSU's gonna have to beat themselves, right? Like I think that you're starting to see the progression. We've talked about this a lot, but you're starting to see the progression of the offense. You're starting to see the progression of Jaden Daniels. You're starting to see the team that Brian Kelly is trying to put together. So, I think that you have to see them be uncharacteristic, have some turnovers, and beat themselves. What up? All right. Easy early. I love the punctuality. Love the punctuality. All right, we're gonna take.
He's got a little muscle milk in him, dude. Let's go.
We're gonna take a minute break. Griffin just got into the studio. We're gonna get him set up. You're watching Mik'd, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Why are you sitting in a chair like that? What's going on?
I'm moving around, dude.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, no, that's a good move by you.
Yeah, Mikey, man. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, of course.
Welcome to Baton Rouge.
Stay away from me. I'm sick.
Yeah, don't talk to him.
Well, you can talk to me, just don't touch me. Oh.
Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We had a little football talk. We're going to pause the football talk. We're going to pause the preview of the
not
weekend.
necessarily pause it.
Yeah, we're not going to pause it. We're going to
dip it in there.
We're gonna dip a toe in there with we have a former safety, but
Just a tip. See how it
current
feels.
lefty, who, by the way, your numbers in high school
Video
are
game.
absolute.
Actually, I don't even think that's video.
They're outrageous. I don't know if you can do that.
It's like, what is this?
All right,
What am I reading
for-
right now?
For those of you who don't know, Griffin Herring, left-handed pitcher, 6'2", 200 pounds, from South Lake Carroll in Texas.
Carroll.
Not South Lake,
Carroll.
California. Right? Here's his numbers from your senior season before we get in there. Hopefully you don't mind us talking about you, but you came here for a reason, so let's talk about you.
No, that's cool.
Finished your senior season with a 13-1 record. You had a .24 ERA, 145 strikeouts, and 87 innings. Right? That's almost 2 an inning. Right? You give up, I guess, with a .24 ERA, what you got, 2 runs?
I think it was 2.
Hey, let me tell you,
I tried
pretty
not
good.
To, I tried not to think about it.
Hey,
No, that's good. When you're in the moment, you don't, but like,
let me tell you something.
that's-
When I was reading this stuff, I'm looking at it and I'm waiting for it to say like this was at like a 2A high school. I'm just like,
Oh,
what-
yeah.
well, here, so you led all Texas pitchers in wins, ERA, strikeouts. So you're the first pitcher, 6A pitcher in Texas to ever win the Triple Crown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very big. You're 1 of 1. Nobody else did it.
If
You
there's
won
any
it.
knock
Rare
on
air.
that, as if you're a fielder, we're just like, God damn it, we got nothing to do out here. You're striking everybody out.
Yeah.
I can play with the glove on my head.
Well, let's get into it though. Right? You're a lefty. Obviously, elite left-handed pitchers out of high school have a lot more success because it's something that you don't see very often, right? You see righties throw all the time. You don't see lefties. What makes, in your opinion, what makes you so different, makes you so good, and what allowed you to have the numbers that you had going in last year?
I would say, honestly, just commanding the zone with 3 different pitches. I think that that's something in, especially high school. Obviously, at the college level, a lot of guys can do it. But just being able to work in and out with the fastball, go down in the zone, go up in the zone, and then probably I would say my favorite pitch to throw, or probably my better off-speed pitch, slider. I went to the slider a lot. That was like my go-to pitch. Like 3-1, 2-1, whatever, I'm throwing a slider probably.
Did you go through did you have a pitching coach outside of your high school team or your travel, wherever team you played on? And did you go through they had, the pitching labs, and what's the one up in Seattle?
Drive line.
Drive line. Like, are you a believer in that kind of stuff? And is that stuff that you've worked on, or do you have kind of a different strategy that you go about?
So I've got a team of about 3 or 4 guys called ZL Performance. Shout out to them. Love it.
DL?
ZL Performance.
What does ZL stand for?
Zero limits.
Love that. Okay.
Let's
There we
ride.
go.
Sound
Shout out Zero Limits, baby.
Yeah.
No Limit Soldiers.
you heard
Sounds
me.
like Russell Wilson. I got my team.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
so those guys, they were with me ever since the end of my freshman year. We had Rapsodo, but the biggest thing there was kind of my freshman year, I struggled with shoulder problems a little bit. I got injured. I only pitched probably 25 innings my freshman year before I got hurt. And once I went over to them, they really focused on a lot of postural therapy, recovery, things like that. And warm-up was a huge thing. And that's something I've been very impressed with here at LSU. Our pitching coach, Wes Johnson, he's just awesome with the warm-up. We go through an intense regimen every day just before we even throw. Throwing is just kind of once you get to the throwing, you're like,
Right.
finally, this is what I've been waiting for. But you're going through 30, 40 minutes of prep before you're even touching a ball. And I think
that's like when you start doing speed work and you start running and you go work out with a track guy and they do their 35-minute warm-up and they're like, all right, now
you
it's
think
time to
that's
start
the
running. You're
workout?
like,
Oh, no.
wait, that wasn't
That's
our
the
conditioning?
workout,
Bro, my hip flexors are tight, my calves are
I
tight.
got nothing for you right
I got
now.
nothing. And then you take a little break and you're like, damn, I kind of feel good, That's probably around the same thing.
So wait, all right. So you've done all that stuff. You come here and this is cool. Can you pinpoint the moment where you felt like, as you're in high school, where you felt like, all right, this is different. I think I got something here. I feel a lot different than anything else that I've ever done, and I feel like I could actually take this to the next level.
Well, I actually committed to LSU my freshman year of high school.
And I want to get to that. We'll get to that, but keep going. 'Cause I do love that.
But I guess I never really tried to think of myself as any different from anybody else on the team. I tried to just be one of the guys, just keep going, and kind of use, I guess, the prowess on the field to uplift everybody else.
Yeah.
And so I never tried to. I worked out the place that I work out at ZL. We had probably 10 or 12 other guys on my baseball team that worked out there with us, and underclassmen, guys like that. And it's always just trying to push guys to the next level instead of kind of trying to be above them.
before we get to the LSU and why you picked LSU, and you committed as a freshman. That's not normal. Maybe a little bit more normal now than it used to be in the past. But you spoke about Wes, right? And we talked over the summer when he got hired that may be the best recruit that Jay Johnson could have gotten because of how successful he's been everywhere he's been, getting him to come from the big leagues on a first place team to come do college. I know him a little bit, and I know people who have played for him, and it's just everything that they talk about is glowing reviews. What has been your take on him and how he approaches the way he teaches pitching?
I would say Wes, he brings a ton of intensity every day. We're in there. He wants us to be, this is kind of his quote, be the hero of your own imagination. So he's really big on mindset and believing in yourself.
Somebody told me that in high school, but they were making fun of me, and actually I used it to my advantage. look at me now.
Crackhead mindset on your shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
But
grind every day.
He's so knowledgeable. This is actually kind of a funny story. We went to our original meeting with him. I came to summer school. So we got our first meeting with him kind of right when he moved here, and he was asking me about if I like doing weighted balls and things like that. And I was like, yeah, I've kind of dabbled in them, but not really too big on them. And he said, well, I actually took part in developing weighted balls.
Oh no!
So
you're gonna get real comfortable.
I was like, well, I'll try them. If you say that they're great for me, then I believe you. I believe you.
Whatever you say, Coach.
I'll do anything.
But he's earned that, right? He's earned, based off of his track record, his experience, and how he is. He's earned the benefit of the doubt. Hey, if I believe in this, I'm gonna trust that you're gonna put me in the right situation, right? So he gets hired. You committed to LSU as a freshman, which was 4 years ago, or 4.5 years ago, I guess now. The staff was completely different then. Maneri was there. I'm sure Nolan Kane was recruiting you. All these guys, right? You committed. You stayed committed. You didn't waver, at least publicly, in your commitment. What made you want to stay, to come to stay here, keep your commitment? And what have you seen from Jay to, solidify or justify your decision to say, I'm going to stay committed to LSU?
I would say, just for starters, the reason I committed in the first place was the atmosphere, the fans, the pedigree, everything about LSU is just, when you think about college baseball, you're thinking about LSU baseball. And with the old coaching staff, I could tell that they wanted me to be, that's where they wanted me to be. They wanted me to be at LSU. And I didn't get that as much from, or as intensely from other programs. And so when Jay came on, I had my first couple of calls with him, and I got that exact same feeling, he wanted me to stay. And I know that a couple of different guys from the original recruiting class before Jay was hired, they kind of came and went, but Jay made it really clear to me that he wanted me to be here, and that was the biggest thing for me.
So as a lefty, what's your give me your numbers. Right?
Well,
give me
LSU hasn't had one in quite some time.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Right?
We're starving for a lefty.
Jay's looking at the numbers. He's like, okay, this guy's giving up 2 runs. He's 13-1. He's striking out 2 guys an inning, and he's a lefty. I better like him.
Doesn't sound like a field guy to me,
right?
so I wonder what's coming out of that.
I'm assuming you throw mid-90s?
Touch
mid-90s?
I would say in high school I was 91, 92, got up to 3 and a 4 every once in a while. But
I assume you only get
slider was the main pitch. Slider is 85, 86.
You're wiping people out.
Yeah, back leg sliders.
Ugh.
So
pretty sharp.
He just told you he was throwing them in 3-1 counts and stuff in high school. Landing it how he wants to. So
that's a fun position to be in. When you're not a fun position to be
not
in.
For
if you're
me.
a
What do you mean?
player, especially for you.
Yeah, no.
Because you're a lefty, right? Now, I'm glad you're on our team. I'm glad you're on our side now because I don't, facing you as a lefty, I know how difficult that is as a right-handed hitter with a hard slider down and in. But Jay's brought in a bunch of guys, right? He's brought in a bunch of – obviously, the recruiting class, #1 in the country. The transfer portal class was #1 in the country. So the talent and the amount of guys and dudes that you have on the roster, I think is probably the best, if not the best in the country. how excited are you to be able to get here and be able to play with these guys and be able to say, as a freshman, hopefully make an impact early on and have a deep run into Omaha and possibly taking home a national championship?
Oh, I think it's amazing. We have such a great group of guys. There's just an insane amount of talent. You know, I'm watching. I love to just sit there and watch other guys' bullpens because we kind of we'll just rotate in and out like every hour or so on bullpen days, and I'm seeing 5, 6s. Grant Taylor's hitting 98s. I mean,
I told y'all about Grant Taylor.
It's crazy, the talent, and I think on top of that, we have a lot of camaraderie already with these guys, especially the older guys. They've done a great job of just like being welcoming, and you know, I think people get a little worried about hazing and different stuff like that, but they've been nothing but great.
You still got your hair?
Yeah, no hair shaving
no
anymore,
haircuts yet.
Not yet.
Wow, not yet. Not yet. Hopefully, I wonder if that's still a thing. So we used to do it, right? Like
We compliance told us about it.
Did they?
They knew.
Oh.
I mean,
Come on, Miriam.
Compliance told us about it too, but
Just do
we
it.
the freshmen. Our freshman year, our freshmen decided that we were going to do
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Do it.
We decided that we were
That
going
was
to
the
get our head
exact
shaved.
language. They said even if they decide they want to do it, you still shouldn't do it.
It's just,
We
hey,
can do it here
to,
for charity.
We
we'll
wanted
raise
to do
money.
it. Yeah.
Be cool.
And we wanted
That's
to
a
do
good
it
idea.
because we wanted to bring together the freshman class and have
An identity.
that and have the bonding of the freshman class. And we did it, right? So obviously they shave our heads. We shave our heads. And we shave funny designs because we're freshmen and we want to be funny and the whole deal. So we go through the whole thing.
Go out there.
We go out that night. We end up shaving the rest of it off. We all go to the next team meeting. And this is the old Alex Box Stadium, right? It's before the new one. So they're built. The new one got built my freshman year. We had to practice in the old one in the fall and then go back and forth. And I'm sitting in the front row, second row, and head shaved. And Maneri looks at me. He says, "Damn, Mikey, what happened to your head? Did they force you to do this?" And I'm thinking like, "Oh no, why did you call?" This is like first full practice. I'm like, "No, coach. Freshmen decided that we all wanted to do something to really bond together, so that we decided to do this." And from that point on, I was like, I got the upperclassmen. I got the acceptance. I was like, yes, not gonna rat anybody out. But hazing's bad. I don't promote hazing. I promote team camaraderie, and that's what I want to ask about the team. I'm glad you said that because you bring in. To me, it's easy to bring in the freshmen and allow them to get acclimated with the upperclassmen that have been there, right? Like that's happens every year. That is important, right? You have a couple, probably usually 1 or 2 freshmen a year that takes them a little longer to get acclimated. This year is a little different because you bring in a bunch of guys that have gotten acclimated at other universities and then transferred in, right? So like some people could think, oh, this may be an issue of, chemistry. How have you seen the transfers that have come in that are coming from different schools? How have they fit in? Have they just kind of been like a seamless transition? I know you're new here too, but you've been here all summer, so you've kind of got a feel for a lot of the people around here.
Yeah, I would say once we got into that second, third week of workouts, we still haven't been really merged with the hitters a whole lot. We had our first like real team activity at practice today, just like.
When's the first team practice? When's the first full practice?
It'll start next Monday.
And that's like the first scrimmage, first day, or no?
I think we're scrimmaging.
I think he said Friday, Saturday,
yeah,
Sunday.
Friday.
Next week?
Well, mm-hmm. I think
They're going to scrimmage on Saturday for the
Friday.
Tennessee
No,
game?
it's going to be
No,
Friday.
it's gonna be-
Friday, Sunday.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Well, because Jay told me because I'm probably
Maybe Thursday,
I'm gonna be
Friday,
out. Yeah,
Sunday.
he said it's gonna be Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Okay, I'm about to
when
say
there's
that's
a home
tough to give y'all 11
Yeah.
to practice for the 11 a.m. game. Can you imagine if Jay made him go practice at like 6 that night on Saturday?
No chance.
No,
I know, he's not.
Yeah,
He's
I
not,
mean, we
but-
could we could go have a good time. It would be fun to practice.
He wouldn't like the product he got.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But the team, so your first team practice is next Monday, and then you have a scrimmage when?
Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Thursday, Friday. Do y'all know when y'all are pitching yet?
We're not sure. We only
Yeah.
have the schedule we'll do our first live at bats tomorrow and Friday. So that's as far as we've got. But
So let me ask this question, right? Like we can ask a lot of logistics and stuff like that. Do you know? Does the team know what y'all have? Like do you feel that aura around the building when you walk around and everybody's like, we have a really good team.
Like, we're fucking good.
Like, we are loaded. There's like, and I mean it in a borderline confident, cocky way, but still understanding the work that has to be put in, and still understanding the level of we have to go prove it. But do y'all know?
I don't think there's a lot of really not like cockiness going around at all. I think Jay's been really big on I'm trying to remember what he said. It's just like the team that plays better that day is going to win. And so we need to put in the work to be the team that plays better all the time. Even if we have like top tier talent, we still got to do everything we can to come together as a team and to play the best we can.
I feel like Jay is still scarred from a little bit of what happened in Hattiesburg, where he's like, we were the better team that day and we still lost, and that's what baseball is, right? It could happen at any moment. I was just looking at what happened, like kind of going through your high school career, wherever you were a stud as a freshman, get injured, and then lose the state championship, or would you get to the semis your junior year, win it your senior year, whatever you are, the best team in the state. Like, that's what happens in baseball, to where it's like, we know that we should win, but you still have to put the product on the field.
Yeah, but you do. But I guess my point to asking this question is yes, there is 1,000% a level of work that has to happen. And it's not just work just to be out there doing it. It's intentional work, right? But at the same time, you ain't going to go as far as you can go or as you should go if you don't believe it from the start yourself. So there's a difference between like, we think we're kind of good and we're going to work hard, and knowing that, we're really good, And that's the question I want to know. Like, where is the team in terms of that mindset?
Yeah, I would say the mindset is Omaha. I mean, that's it. Like, it's just
love
simple.
that.
Like, not even.
God, I love that.
Even
you
further,
clip
like,
that. That's it.
Like
it's
national
simple.
championship. Like, that's the goal. There's nothing less that I think we're going to be satisfied with.
And that's what a lot of people. I mean, people that have come in from the team already. That's what they've kept saying. Is like, this isn't we didn't put this thing together for no reason. Like, it feels like what Jay Johnson is intentional. Like, he's putting everybody together to go on a national championship run. Like, this is as close as you get when you get to Hattiesburg. You lose, kind of felt like early for Jay. Like, he thought that they were going to get to Omaha. Now it's not get to Omaha, it's get to Omaha and win. And it feels like everybody on the team, whether it be through the transfer portal or the freshmen that you bring in, I am trying to filibuster as long as I can. Whether it be like through the transfer portal, everybody here is brought with the same intention in order to win a national championship.
Yeah, I think that's
a good move,
that's definitely the mindset. Like,
I mean, look behind him.
Looked at you. That thing was about to go down, though.
Yeah, it was about to
Travis
fall.
Daniels was falling down.
It was about to fall.
but I mean, we had guys pass up money in the draft. We had guys like juniors who were draft eligible stay, and I think that it's all just for one goal. Like, we just want to dogpile at the end of the season. That's it.
Are we going full doggy? Like, are we going full dog pile? Because I've been seeing a lot of, too much bouncing. We need to get tackled. Like, let's go all the way down. If you've seen them.
No.
What?
No. You can get tackled, but listen to me.
That's the worst feeling
The
to be
bottom
on
of the pile.
It's worth it.
Now, I was a center fielder. We were both outfielders, and I was never at the bottom of the pile. And
I was one time. I was one time.
I always jumped. Like, I always tried to, be the guy or you take the picture when I'm jumping into the pile. Leon stole my thunder.
Leon's
in the
legendary.
World Series. No, let me tell you what he did to me. I was the last one on the pile. I jumped. There was one. Leon got off and jumped again. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We did the whole jump in the outfield, celebrate, throw the glove, we run. I was running from center field, so I'm like, oh, this is great, I'm last. Jumped off the mound, into the thing, took a little small picture that, of course, they didn't get me at my peak. They got me, so you couldn't really see it. Then Leon gets off the pile, jumps up, and they get the perfect picture. I'm like, damn it.
Everybody wants that front page picture.
See my first ever.
That front page picture, I'm laying down on top of the pile. You can see my last name, and he's up perfectly.
See, my first ever, it happened, O-Box, Super Regional win, Game 3, right? We blew out Irvine, right?
Yeah, y'all got hit
Well, he
ball
took the
trick.
starters out, so the starters were on the bench at this time, right? We've never done this before. Ball game over, we dog pile. We're like the first ones on the dog pile. I had a huge,
Strawberry?
strawberry on my knee from sliding.
Yep.
Somehow I jumped in. Somebody's cleat literally like pulled a chunk of it out at the bottom of it. And I'm like, I just remember jumping on like, oh yeah. And like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh my, get off of me.
So we did dog pile.
So ever from then, I'm like, I'm gonna find a way to get on this thing and then just slide to the side and off the side.
So we did dog pile. We won the SC tournament. We did dog pile. We won the Super. And we did dog pile when we won Omaha in 2009, right? When we won the SC tournament, I was running, and I was same thing, about to jump off the mound. The camera guy was filming, and he ended up literally, like, in my line of path of, like, where my jump is.
You should have tackled him.
No, even better. So he's, like, I'm not joking. He is like this. Like, he is with the camera, and he's like this. He's like, wherever, and I have nowhere to go. I go... And I use the top of the mound. I use the top of the mound, and I'm jumping over him like I'm posterizing him. And they take the picture of me in his head doing this way, and me on top of him going into the pile. I'm like, this is the sickest picture ever. I have it somewhere. I gotta send it to you. But it was sick.
Dude, that's a new studio.
It's sick. Yeah, it was sick. But to your point, it's Omaha or bust, right? Like that's the mindset. That's the mindset it should be. The talent is there. That's always what you want when you come to LSU. That's the expectations of the fans. That's the expectation of the players on the team. The fact, look, there I am. I'm on the ground. I'm on top.
Yeah, I'm on the other side, sliding off.
But y'all have the horses this year to do it. Last year the team was lacking in starting pitching. I feel like the starting pitching this year could be the strength of the team based off the guys they brought in, based off the recruits they brought in. And it's going to be very exciting to see you and the freshmen develop and see the guys that have been brought in to like mesh together, because that's important, right? Let's get back to going like your track up to LSU, right? Because obviously, the numbers speak for themselves. You went to South Lake Carroll. South Lake Carroll Hall of Fame has to be pretty impressive. Let's go. Drew Brees.
It's been known since before I was in high school.
No, Drew didn't go to South Lake, huh?
Yeah, he was Austin Westlake.
Westlake.
We did have the kicker for the Saints when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Hartley. Who else did y'all have? Who else came out of South Lake? Chase Daniel. Who else? Don't you have a few other baseball players that have come out of South Lake?
Ross Stripling.
Oh yeah. I forgot Ross.
So like they have some dudes that come out of South Lake Carroll. And some other guys that I'm playing.
Y'all are always good in sports, though.
Right?
That's always been a thing.
Right. Definitely.
But being in Texas, like A&M, Texas, University of Texas, like they didn't do it for you. They didn't move the needle for you.
When I committed, I had one offer, LSU.
Wow.
That was it.
That's all you needed.
I was never really.
You were a freshman.
So did you grow up as an LSU fan, or did you grow up as a baseball fan? You knew the tradition of LSU, and once they came calling, you're like, that's it. That's all I want. That's where I want to be.
I definitely didn't grow up as an LSU fan.
Right.
I was playing in a tournament, 14U WWBA, which kind of sounds kind of ridiculous to say now.
Atlanta.
But I was playing on a team with Eddie Furness's son, and so Kane came to watch and talk to Eddie, saw me pitching, gave me a camp invite. I went to the camp. Probably about 3-4 weeks later, I committed, and that was
nice.
I hated the calls with coaches and things like that.
Yeah, it gets it's cumbersome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially at 14 years old.
Especially Nolan, Jesus.
But playing in so Nolan's one of our best friends. So but being in Texas, like baseball in Texas is obviously elite, right? Texas, California, Florida, Georgia a little bit, but more like the bigger states, right? So I'm sure growing up, being there, you've played against and with a ton of talented people, right? So your dad was kind enough to give us some information via the internet. And what is that?
I don't know why he does this.
I love it though. It gives us information to be able to ask you and talk to you, and makes us feel a lot more comfortable, right? So
Bobby Witt took a yard? Is that what we heard?
Basically, he said
almost.
no. He said you faced Bobby Witt. Tell me how that, because
as a freshman.
For those of you who don't know who Bobby Witt is,
you
should. Bobby Witt Jr. He's in the big leagues at what? He's 21, 22?
Something like that.
Didn't take him long to soar through the minor leagues.
Was the number one pick, right?
Yeah, number one pick, 2020 guy. Was he number one?
2.
Number 2 overall. Who's number 1?
Adley Rushman was.
He's pretty good too.
He's not bad.
What's your major?
Finance.
Yeah, you're smart.
I was a finance major. You never said I was smart.
Sometimes I call you. You're smart, but you can just tell the memory recall. Yeah. He hasn't been through the whole college experience.
Well,
yet.
He said school's easy.
You got. Your brain got sullied. When we talk to him in 3 years, I'm sure it'll be a little bit different. Come on. He's locked in. He's ready to go. Yeah.
You're ready to go.
I hope so.
But
still,
when you faced him, you're like, damn, this guy's a real deal, or what?
Yeah, no, he was. When you're looking at him from kind of across the dugouts, he doesn't look that imposing. And then you go through like the shaking their hands line, and yeah, it's just like his forearm is just like the size of my cat.
Was he scratching your elbow when he shook you?
But he definitely had a presence in the box. He actually popped up in foul territory 0-1, and our first baseman missed it. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I could strike him out. Like, this will be sick. Right. And then he hit it off the wall. And I was like, all right, whatever.
At least it didn't go over.
Just give me another ball.
You grew up with Quinn Ewers as well. He is, for those of you who don't know, if you've been living on a rock for 2 years, he's the guy who got the first big NIL deal to go to Ohio State. He left high school early, ended up not working out, transferred back to his home state, is at Texas. Looked very, very good against Alabama.
He would have beat Bama. If he was in that whole game, he would have beat him.
It's hard to say he would have, but it looked like it was going that way. It looked like if he was there.
He looked good.
He looked very good.
Came out the
gates hot. He gets hurt. He dresses out last week. Now he's probably starting this week. You got to grow up with him. Did you know when you saw him? You said you weren't tight with him, but you knew him enough to where you knew how good of an athlete he was. Did you know he was going to be like this elite of a quarterback, or did that kind of come later?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think everybody knew.
Yeah, he just could sling the rock, huh?
His arm is crazy, and he's a big game player. Like all through high school, we would play Duncanville our sophomore year. He's like 15, 16 years old, whatever, and throwing for like 450 yards against a top 10 team in the country.
But I say Duncanville's always really good too, right?
How do you know that?
They're legit.
They were on TV earlier this year.
They're on TV every year.
Okay.
I literally saw him play this year.
Touche. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Big ESPN guy.
Big high school guy.
He's a big sports guy.
My TV has one channel.
A lot of people kind of hated on him for taking the NIL deal. I mean, he was just.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He was just doing what he needed to do. I mean,
if Texas would have had it available, he'd have gone there. But it's hey, what?
Texas said no. Ohio said yes.
Yes. The rules were different, so you can't blame him for going up there. And I get to get out of high school early. Like, I get to go live the college life. I don't have to really do anything. You wouldn't expect it to start. And so that's not a bad deal for me. And I put a little money in my pocket.
Anybody would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Did you played, we talked a little off here, you played multiple sports growing up. You didn't just play, you weren't just a baseball player, right? You played football.
Played basketball. But basketball kind of conflicts. I always love playing basketball, but it conflicts with baseball.
Yeah.
So,
what position in basketball?
I mean, I guess like forward.
Positionless game now.
I had to stop playing after 8th grade.
Okay.
So I just played I just played pickup.
Yeah.
And then you were a safety in football, right?
Safety in football.
Big hitter.
Oh yeah.
He laid.
You're a headhunter. Yeah.
When I was about 165 pounds.
That's it. All 160 into it, baby. Are you still a football fan?
Yeah, I keep up with it. I'll keep up with guys that I know. Like when Quinn played Alabama, I watched the whole game. But I'm a Cowboys fan.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh,
boy. It's okay. I won't hold it against you.
You held it in for a while. You did a good job.
Quarterback controversy? Cooper Rush going to be the guy? Cooper Rush going to be the guy? He looks good.
He's got to be.
He's undefeated.
No choice.
What if he keeps winning games and Dak comes back? You put Dak in?
Yeah, he makes too much money.
I think you do.
You pay him too much for him to not be your starter.
Can you imagine Cooper Rush taking the team and he's going 6-0. Dak comes back. He comes back and Dak goes ahead and loses 2 games in a row when he comes back. Boy, what is going to happen to Dallas when that happens?
It's not. You don't have to. If he loses one game, it's going to be.
Wow.
on fire over that.
I will hope that happens because Jerry Jones can't keep his mouth shut.
Oh,
Jerry Jones is
God.
going to run his mouth to the media, and I can't wait to hear what happens because it's good for us to talk about it.
Jerry Jones doesn't believe in modern medicine. They asked him about Dak's injury. It's like, oh, it's usually 6 to 8 weeks. He's like, I mean, I think we can do it in about 3 weeks. And they're like, nope, everybody that's ever done this has been about 6 to 8
Unless
weeks.
you're-
He's
unless-
like, we'll see about that.
Unless you're Mike Trout. When Mike Trout shattered or messed his ligament up in his finger, they said, oh, you're going to be out 2 months. Mike Trout was back in 5.5 weeks.
And nobody ever noticed.
He's a joke.
He could have sat out. Nobody would have known.
What? He did sit out.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows what Mike Trout does because nobody pays attention to Angel baseball.
I know, it's unbelievable. Mike Trout's going to hit 40 homers if you want.
He's missed 2 months and he's going to hit 40 homers.
Aaron Judge isn't going to hit. He's not going to.
Aaron Judge has to hit
He's
61.
not going to be able to get to 61. He's not going to do
I
it.
told y'all, this is shaping up. This is making my prediction. I wish I put money on it, but I didn't. Prediction more likely to happen. When he hits 61, 62 is coming that same game. He's going to tie it and break the record in the same game, especially because it's been, 8 games since he's hit a home run?
Yeah,
And they keep
no,
walking.
9.
They've
It's been
walked
9
Hey,
straight.
Let's talk about this though. Since we're talking about Aaron Judge, like if you right now,
Yes.
now were to get on the mound and you're facing Aaron Judge,
You're in the big leagues.
what would you be trying to do? And he's trying to hit this 61st homer.
I'm trying to get him out, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
But you're not walking him, intentionally walking him?
No, I'm not going to intentionally walk him. I mean, I think you just got to go with your guns. You might get a couple back foot sliders.
But are you trying
maybe
to be?
maybe try to flip one over?
Are you
for a
trying to be
strike.
really fine? Or are you trying to actually attack him? Well, like, what are you trying to do? Because I don't get the feeling that a lot of these guys are really
Well, here's
trying to
my
attack
deal.
him
If
right
I
now.
give up the homer,
My face is on. My face is on
TV
forever.
I'm good with
It's
it.
like the guy that gave up the 700th
Yeah.
pool.
But I just don't feel like they feel that way right now.
Who cares? Hey,
I
listen,
think that-
unless I throw you a cookie, if I'm trying to get you out and you beat me, bro, he beat 60 other people this year too. It's okay. And you get pub.
Do you get the feeling that
Your
they're
trivia
actually trying to
question.
do that right now? Do you get the feeling that everyone's like, I don't want to be the guy?
I mean, I think it probably depends on the pitcher, honestly. Like veteran guys probably are just going right at him. Maybe if you're a rookie or somebody facing Aaron Judge, you probably have a little bit of nerves.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for me to say sitting in this studio that I would go after him, but like if I'm actually on the mound facing him, I think I probably have some nerves going.
Did
But-
you
Well, because he drew 4 straight walks the other game. Like they're clearly pitching around him because I think a lot of pitchers are thinking the opposite. Where I don't want to be the guy on SportsCenter where you just see the back of my jersey and everybody like that highlight lives forever because of where we're coming from. At post-steroid era, nobody's approached this number. This is like they're cutting into college football games to show this. So
I think you get a
you'll
little
be
bit of
on
that.
for
Yeah.
you'll be infamous.
Yeah, but who cares?
Nah, but we say that, but I don't really. I think you get a little bit of that mindset, and I think you get a little bit of guys right now that are trying to be just way too fine.
I guess. I mean,
I'll put it like this. And look, I get it. Roll dice out there. You never know what can happen, right? But when was the last time he walked 4 times in a game?
2017 is Rick.
All right, it hadn't happened
So
all year.
not
He's
as
been
rookie.
hitting homers all year. And all of a sudden now he's walking 4 times in a game.
They're pitching around him for
He
sure.
does get one of the worst zones in the
Oh, he's got one of the most awful zones.
I've seen him
But he
call
is
ball-
7'2",
Well, the
so
zone,
you know.
but that's the other issue. The zone ain't the same for everybody.
No, it's not.
All right, him and Altuve's zone are completely different.
Yeah.
Let's figure that out, right?
What do you mean by it gets from a pitcher's perspective?
Yeah, I watch the daily pitching ninja video pretty much every day, and he calls it the judge zone, and it's pretty much from here to here.
Yeah.
He'll get calls at his shins.
I
Balls
think
that they're
golf-
used to
yeah.
sticking that umpires see that's the same spot he's been sticking, and they're like, oh, it's a strike. Well, his shin's a little bit longer than
Yes. He's 6'7". He's not the
I don't
same
think
guy.
it works the
He's
same
basically-
way.
Just while we're talking about the MLB, we had a question in the chat. If there's any major league pitcher that you kind of watch a lot, model your game after, anything like that.
This is kind of an older guy, and this
Love
is kind of
that.
a personal scenario because he has been working out with the same guys over at ZL. But Cole Hamels, he's a guy that I've watched a lot.
I just had a feeling you were
Hey.
going to say Barry Zito or something like that.
Cole Hamels in the book.
Oh, did it again?
He's in the book.
Huh?
A little safe.
Oh, look.
He's in the book. He's a good.
So
he's a good
basically
dude.
what Mikey's telling you is that he would hit something really far off you. That's just what he said.
No,
that's
not
what
for
I heard
you.
him say. That's what I heard him say.
Look, there's a reason why I'm have a show and I'm in the studio. I'm not playing baseball right now, right?
But Shane McClanahan too.
He's
Watched
nasty.
a lot
Yeah.
of Shane McClanahan.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
He is sick.
He throws cheese balls too.
yeah, hopefully I can throw 98, 99.
You haven't even tapped into. I mean, you're a baby face. Like you haven't even tapped into the ability that you're gonna get as you get older, right? Like everybody that comes, like you don't want to be tapped out right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Like if you came to LSU throwing 97, like that's about as all you're gonna get. Like, I mean, it's great, but are you gonna be able to sustain that? Now you have the ability to go this way and say, hey, I'm loaded mid-90s right now. Give me into this throwing program. Get me into a system where I'm throwing every 7 days, every 6 days, whatever it is. Who knows? Maybe I'm sitting 95, 97 from the left side. Did you get any draft talk coming out of high school? Did you get drafted out of high school? Did they talk to you about like where they wanted you to go, where you want to go?
Honestly, not a ton. I really started to get a little more velocity and a little better stuff kind of towards more of the playoffs in high school. And so just kind of limited looks, but I didn't throw hard enough for the draft.
So that's I mean,
but I wanted to come here to develop. Like
I
wasn't going to go and sign for pocket change just to go and sit in Arizona or something.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that all the time. I value my experience in college at $3 million. If you didn't give me $3 million, it was $2 million. And the more I've seen things and the more I go back and think about my time here and how much I did develop, like $3 million. If I wasn't good enough to get $3 million out of high school, I think that was going to be more beneficial for me to go to college and develop, and just based off of my experience. So I'm with you. I think that it's, there's some guys that are different, like Bobby Witt, high school guy, second overall, got $7-8 million. Adley went to college, but he was the first. Like, guys are different timetables. For me, I'm excited that you are in school, 1, and 2, because I'm excited to see you tap into the ability that you have, right? Yeah. Like, you started to see it towards the end of your senior year. Like, your senior year obviously was nasty. You learned how to pitch. Now the velo is going to come later, even more velo, because now you don't. It's not like you throw 87, like you throw hard. The velo is going to come later, and you already know how to pitch, which that's the hardest part, is understanding yourself, understanding how to pitch, right?
Getting an opportunity to come to school and do, play baseball at a more frequent basis, and getting a chance to learn yourself, right, before you become a professional is, it'll take you higher than you ever thought if you take that, that time serious.
To the fun stuff. Let's talk the fun stuff now too. We can talk you up all day, right? But you're in college. You're at LSU. It's a great place to be. Football season's here. It's fun. Y'all just moved into these new.
Oh, they're awesome.
Awesome. So we were in WCA.
Wait, where do y'all live?
Nicholson.
The new ones, like across, like where Mathern's and stuff is, like on that side.
Oh,
they're right where the old box was.
Yeah.
Right where like right field was. And
hey, 4-bedroom.
Yeah.
Kitchen. Everybody's got their own bathroom.
Boy,
right? Am I right?
It's like the Taj Mahal over there.
Hey, so we used to be in WCA. It was a 4-bedroom, small. Rooms are tiny. You had 2 rooms on each side, bathroom inside, kitchen. You had a washer dryer there too, but it's very tiny. These, from what I've been told, are awesome. Who are your roommates?
Aiden Moffitt, Nick Bronzini, and Chase Shores.
Nice. Okay. Nice. It's a good combo.
I feel small in my room.
Yeah, it's a
real small.
Those are some monsters.
I feel small at practice every day.
Hey,
our team is
pitchers. It's the pitchers too.
Yeah.
All the pitchers are like.
Yeah, that's all.
My last 4 years of playing professional baseball, I'm walking out the bus and I'm just under 6'2", right? Like I'm not a small guy, and I'm like, damn, I'm walking next to 6'6", 6'5", 6'7". They're all pitchers.
trees,
like,
bro. That's
hey,
what
dude,
they do.
Y'all gotta get away from me. Y'all walk somewhere else. Like I can't do that. But that's just the way they're built. And then you get the guys who are 6'2", 6'3".
Probably 6'2".
Yeah, and you have guys that are 6'2", which is still very tall, very athletic, and those guys go out there and show off. Sonny Gray was
5'11".
5'11".
Maybe not even. I don't even know if
Leiter's
that.
like 5'2".
Yeah, right. Like it doesn't really matter necessarily, but there's a lot of monsters out there. Have you been to a football game yet?
I have.
Which ones?
All of them.
All of them. You love it?
Yeah.
You haven't really gotten the full.
Is that your first time
experience
being
yet,
in one, or did you come when you came to visit?
I came on a visit.
Okay.
So
What year was the visit?
It was last year. It was
So
Arkansas game.
It was
that
still
they
trying
lost,
to get after the COVID. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, there was a decent amount of people, but nothing like insane.
Oh, when Tennessee comes, you'll see.
Well, I was hoping.
Whoa.
I know. I was hoping Tennessee would be like a night game or a 2:30 game where you could really get the feel of it. I think you're really gonna get the feel. You're definitely gonna get the feel for the Alabama game, and I would assume probably the Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, y'all still have the same row, obviously, in the student section. Y'all get y'all's own spot.
Yeah, it's pretty much like right on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a crazy experience, like being an athlete.
Yeah.
Where I just show up, show them my Tiger card, get my ticket, and just.
And how mad are people at you? Have you
not,
gotten yelled at yet?
Nah.
Because I've gotten yelled at walking in right before the game starts, and all these students have been in line.
Mikey
waiting.
elbowed 3 people to get in. That's why.
Wait, y'all have I'd imagine
We
there's
have a
like
different
gate.
Yeah, we have kind of. It's like a side entrance.
Yeah.
So we go, excuse me, and you shimmy through, and they don't want to let you go because they think you're cutting. You're like, no, I'm just gonna get by you, and you get by you, and then they see you walk to the little side gate, see the ID, and then they just watch you walk in. And then when they walk in, they see you on the front row, and they're like, these motherfuckers right here. And so you get some drunk guys who yell at you and, get this guy, fuck this guy, he can't be waiting all day. Well, sorry, guy.
He's 0 for 14 the last time he played.
Well, they forget about that by football season,
Yeah.
thankfully. How excited are you to be able to play in front of the type of crowd and the type of energy that you get here? I know
All the people you skip in line.
all the people that you skip in line that are going to motherfuck you because you skipped them are the same ones that are going to be in the outfield motherfucking the other team and yelling, right? Like, that's what's going to happen. So, like, that was part of your decision to come here. How excited are you to actually see it in person and, like, be on the field?
I think it's kind of hard for me to describe how I'm gonna feel because I haven't really felt it yet. But I think it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be so awesome. I played. Our high school drew some decent crowds towards the playoffs, and sometimes I'd be up there looking at 2, 3, maybe 3,500. I'm like, wow, this is a lot.
That's pretty good for a high school
This
game.
is a lot of people.
Wait till you see
And
12.
then, yeah.
And then wait till you get to Omaha and see 35.
Yeah, that's just.
That's fun.
That's gonna be
fun.
just awesome.
It's gonna be
really
great.
looking forward to it.
You got anything else you want to ask them?
No,
I mean,
couldn't
dude,
imagine playing in
this
front of 3,500 people in high school.
I know.
And then, like, that's as big as it gets for most people. And then you're like, oh,
Hey,
wait,
bro,
let's go 4 times that and be like, I actually want more. I want more. Like, this is going to be – because you're going to be out there. You're going to be one of the guys that you're brought in by Jay Johnson. LSU needed left-handed arms. You're going to be pitching in those moments. And for you to be able to, like – there's not many people, they say that they want it, but you can tell you've been out there from freshman to senior year at a, 5A, 6A high school?
6A.
6A. Like, you're built for this moment. And you're going to be able to go out there and enjoy it.
Have you had conversations? I'm sure it's still early. They don't really know yet because they haven't gotten people in the games. But have they had conversations with you about starting, maybe coming out the bullpen, or they say, hey, we're building you up? Obviously, they're probably trying to build you up as a starter, right?
I have no idea.
They haven't had any
we haven't
conversations
had any conversations like that. But just personally, like any innings that I can
give me
find, midweek, weekend, it doesn't matter to me. I just want
Gamer.
to get out there.
What you need.
Gamer.
Gotta have that.
Give
hey,
me the ball,
coach.
Selfless.
Give me
gamer.
the rock and
Watch
let
what I
Boozy
do.
spit.
Call my
You
number.
know what I mean?
I
Give
know.
me the
I
ball
know we
and let
have
Boozy spit.
I know we have a stretch where we're playing like 7 games in 10 days or something. So, I think a lot of guys are going to get opportunities and just got to capitalize on.
Don't sleep. Hey, don't sleep on him telling you right there. I've been looking at the schedule.
Oh,
I
he
know.
knows it.
I know this is a golden opportunity range for me right here.
Hey,
Don't sleep on him knowing that.
That's a
already.
good move. That's a veteran move right there. Veteran
Veteran.
from the Rook. That's
Sounds
a good.
like
That's
give
a
me
good
the ball and I'll
spot.
show you why I need to throw more.
That's it. That's exactly what he's doing. I love
That's all I can do is just get the ball.
That's
it.
it.
I love it.
Get the ball and let me go. Give me the opportunity. That's all you can ask for is the opportunity. It's up to me to make the most of it. I mean, the mindset's there. I appreciate you coming on this show because this is awesome. We love talking baseball. We love talking football. We love talking all sports. But obviously, baseball is what paid us, and so we like to talk it and dabble in it. And LSU is where we started it, right? And so it's a lot. It hits home for us, and we want it to succeed. We want LSU to succeed. We don't want We were the last national championship in 2009. Like, I don't want to say that anymore. Like, I go ahead and win it and just make it relevant again.
Just saying that because the picture didn't turn out the way you
wanted. No. Go get the ring, you know?
Oh.
I do have a question. Go ahead.
No,
you go.
I was going to say, is Quinn Ewers going to have you talk to him? Is he making a plan to come back? Because we are sponsored by Caesars, so I'm just any inside information.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
It's Drew Brees was trying to shoot him up with all a bunch of steroids to get him back in the game. On Twitter, everyone's like, Drew, calm down, dude. The guy's hurt. But your question.
My question is, when you walk into the clubhouse, right, the first time practice starts, it's like Christmas, right? Lockers are decorated. You have all of your clothes, and new shoes, new whatever. Now, I did this. He may not have done it because he was playing football at the time, so he already had his gear. Every freshman that I've ever seen, including me, once you get...
I was about to say, don't you even try to exclude
including
yourself.
Including me. Once you get into the locker room and you get all the gear, Coach, I'm wearing that gear to campus for the next 2 months. Is that still the thing? Like, hey, we got all this shit. Because now y'all get real cool stuff. Back then... We had some Nike stuff, but, like, we had Russell as well, and, like, Easton gave us some stuff. It was like, now y'all get, like, some real good stuff.
Yeah, I would say you see a lot of LSU baseball.
It's okay.
Given merch out there.
I'd probably
wear it.
Team issued.
Yeah.
Team issued.
Hey, look, they know. Saying hasn't gone anywhere.
I don't know. I probably wear it like once a week.
That's fine.
Something like
I did it.
that.
I wore it all the time. I mean, I'm not. We had these sweatpants. I wish I still had them. Now, they don't fit the style now because they're like the baggier, but like they're gray. You remember the gray ones? Like the football had them. They were fire. Like the best sweatpants I've ever had, and then I lost them. But
I don't think you lost them.
You think someone stole them?
Yeah.
I mean, did you sneak into my house and steal my sweatpants?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I figured
You're not picking up what he's putting down.
yeah,
Just go ahead and keep going.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's not leaving the apartment. I mean, those don't fit.
I'm just saying, watch yourself. Watch out. They're out for you.
He tried to let you go. You kept prodding with this.
Those don't fit.
Doesn't matter.
They're not wearing that.
There's a drawstring.
Yeah, they're going to cut them up.
They're not wearing that.
Anything's fair game.
Bro, they were stealing for
Right. Hey, now listen, I've lost some many a Lululemon shirts. I regret that. I've lost.
What is going on?
I've lost many a fraternity shirt.
I've lost some LSU
What is this,
gear.
the red light special right now?
I've lost some LSU gear that I wish I could get back. I ain't getting it back.
We're just trying to warn you about that gear. You only get it for the year.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm talking about my friends coming into my apartment and using my clothes. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that's all I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys would come in, stay in my apartment.
Oh, God.
I don't know what y'all are saying. I mean, this is a children's show, boys. What y'all talking about here?
Hey. Oh, my God.
What's so funny?
Say
Lafayette
made that way better.
Oh, God.
Lloyd can't even get up.
That might be an all-time show moment.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Lafayette
Man.
wants your LSU gear.
I told you, we don't take this.
And they're guys.
I appreciate you coming on. Anytime you want to come on, especially as the season starts to unfold, we get Jay on all the time. We get a lot of guys that come in and out. We like to use this as a forum, conversation. Anytime you just want to come out.
We'll get you and one of your
shoot the
roommates
shit.
next time, man. Y'all can both come hang out.
Everyone come on. You know,
We'll
this
get
is
Chase on. Chase said he wants to come on.
this is kind of what we try to do, man. And I like to get to know y'all. I'm a big fan of yours. You know, especially after hearing you and your mindset and the way you go about things. I'm looking forward to seeing you go out there and ball out. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to being in the stadium and watching you play and, watching you become a first rounder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So appreciate you coming on, man.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I had a great time.
Anytime, dude.
Wish
better
you the
have-
best of luck, health, and everything, man.
Yep.
Thank
You better have
Thanks,
no
man.
gear next time you come in here.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have all.
Unless somebody else took it from me.
I'm saying.
Unless somebody else
Chase,
took
one
it
of my
from me.
buddies from Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it. No, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I don't know if there's someone to get in trouble with, but because we've gotten someone in trouble before on here.
No, not we.
Yeah, Lloyd did actually.
Lloyd did
I
that.
feel like that was Jack.
They ended up breaking up thanks to you.
See, look, you said it.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
Well, if you can't get through the tough times together, then you're not built for
You
it.
outed him.
Just-
Okay.
I didn't do that.
I do have a girlfriend.
See?
so
There
you go.
okay,
See,
yeah,
So
see?
she can have all your gear.
There you go. That's
she's
where you're gonna live.
stolen plenty of gear.
Perfect.
There you go.
There you go. See?
It all
That's
comes
it.
full circle.
That's it. He's not your friend from home. All right. we're gonna take a 30-second break. We're gonna get Griffin out of here. We're gonna come back, talk a little football, talk a little Saints, talk a little Thursday night football, talk a little gambling because I have some money on the line coming on this weekend. Or actually, not this weekend yet. I gotta win tomorrow because I don't want to
Gotta
replenish my
extend
account
yourself.
again. I don't want to do it again. I gotta win tomorrow. All right. 30-second break. You're watching Mik'd, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Great interview with the Southpaw. Guy has
The big
guy has,
Texas Southpaw.
Guy has right
boxes.
mindset. Honestly, that's kind of been the common theme of all these young baseball guys coming in, is the mindset that they have going into the season, going into the team. Later, bro. You know, and it's not just really coach speak either. It's not really cliches. You can just kind of feel the way that they're having the conversation. So I'm glad we got to know him. I'm glad y'all got to know him.
Felt like he learned a lot today too.
I think so too. And I think he learned. I think he got a lot of some
That's
sage,
what I'm saying.
some
He learned
sage
a lot.
advice.
Yes, he did.
Some sage advice.
Especially from Jared.
Yeah, Jared's sitting over there.
Surprisingly quiet.
Jared's sitting over there very quiet, and I know it's okay. It's very good of him to be quiet.
Just trying to learn the young man, you know. Let him
Look,
kind of speak a little
there's
bit.
a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of wisdom to be said about somebody who doesn't speak. You know, keeps things to himself. And there's a lesson in there somewhere, right? For me, being misunderstood is the lesson that happened in the conversation that we had. I think that there's a big misunderstanding between you, what you were talking about, what I was talking about.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So we'll see. But I'm glad we had it. It was good laughs.
Clear.
I'm still confused.
The air was cleared.
That's what this show's about. But
That's why the break was so
that was
long.
our little that was a little sprinkle in the baseball world. Look, playoffs are coming in hot, right? And we'll have more baseball conversations because everybody loves the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got
This is, you talked about October. I mean, you got Monday Night Football. Tuesday and Wednesday when there's nothing on, you got baseball. Thursday Night Football
Coach,
plus baseball.
It's my month, so like October is me. It's my birthday month. Like I know this,
Yeah,
right?
talk
You
about
got NFL football.
Yep.
You got college football. You got playoff baseball. You got the start of basketball. And I also think if you like that kind of thing, I think you got the start of NHL hockey too.
Yeah,
You could pretty much turn on the TV any night and find some kind of sporting event.
Yep. And not just baseball, you get playoff baseball.
Playoff baseball. So I said you get playoff baseball.
Yeah.
October is the hottest.
every
sports
day
month there
every
is.
day in
What day's your
October.
birthday?
13th.
Every day of the hold on, let me see something here. Oh, I don't have my calendar up. I was gonna see when the 13th fell. I think it's a Thursday.
There's like people
I don't
that
know.
can do that like off the top of their head
I mean,
for
I
like
can't.
years in
It's a
advance.
Thursday.
The only reason I know
Thursday?
is because I have something scheduled on Wednesday that day, like during the day. That's why I know the date,
Already?
bro.
Are you a Google what Apple Calendar?
Well, I was a Google Calendar, but then I got a job and I had to use Outlook.
Oh,
Yeah, but
That stinks.
that's what I'm doing. So I'm working. I'm working on my organizations. But to your point, yes, unbelievable month. You get sports every day of the week,
I just
and
thought-
like not just sports that are like, oh, this game doesn't matter. Like you're
That's,
locked
well, I was about to
in.
say, that's the perfect point.
Yeah.
Like you get everyone's locked in there every Sunday in football. Like that doesn't really matter, right? So you get football, college football, and professional football like that. You get pretty much besides opening day, the only time people really lock in
To
to baseball. Then you get, like I said, you get the excitement of NHL. You get the excitement of the beginning of the basketball season too, because
There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of excitement in Louisiana in basketball. Obviously, the
Yeah.
Pelicans are supposed to be good. We talked about at the beginning of the show in our Heineken headlines.
Yeah.
That Zion looked amazing in their first scrimmage. He's back. He looks good. He's healthy. They're gonna have 4. What do you got? What are you doing? Is that you doing this?
no,
I think my computer's broken.
how could I control your computer from
No, I'm
over
on
here?
the. I mean, I'm on the.
Oh, I'm not on the dock.
Somebody's on the dock.
It looks like Jack's the only one on his computer.
I think it was Jared.
Well, I'm not on the.
No, it wasn't me
dock.
because I just saw it go crazy too.
The line just kept going. Anyway, they're gonna be good. They have basically a 4-headed monster. They have their big 3, and then they have Valanciunas is really good, and then you have all the young guys. So we're gonna get into that. Oh, it's doing it again. We're gonna get into that.
It's you, dude.
I'm not touching my computer.
Something stuck on there then because it says Mikie Mahtook right next to it.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Look.
I know what it says. But it's
Shit.
just. I mean,
Really?
what you want me to do?
Hit the space bar.
I did.
Oh, look, it stopped.
Yeah, but I can't unhighlight anything. Okay, it's fine. Talking about football. We talked about LSU football. Why are you laughing at me?
It's not my fault.
I mean, I just didn't know what was going on. It was zooming by. All right, let's talk about this. The 9-point favorite, or 9-point favorite. LSU is this weekend playing at Auburn. We talked about the struggles that Auburn had, right? But let's go down. Actually, I want to ask you this question. You put in some notes in our document, right? And I appreciate that. I thank you for getting in the document. We're all team player here. We're all putting in our own 2 cents. I love that. It's good. It's good camaraderie and good teamwork. Where did you get this information?
Speaking of teamwork, Katie did this part of the document for the Colada show.
Great. I appreciate that.
So,
But
I
my whole
didn't
point is
even
this.
read it yet.
My whole point is this is very optimistic as far as LSU goes, right? It says don't overlook LSU, and then it says sounds like they quoted a lot of things that we said. No, this wasn't us. We didn't write this article. This article came from somewhere else. But it says
feels like it's written from the Advocate.
it's
It feels
easy
very advocate-y.
it's easy to be down LSU after a heartbreaking loss to Florida State, but now that Florida State's ranked, people are starting to give that loss a little bit more attention. Like, oh, maybe that wasn't as bad as people thought. You know, they lost by a point on a special teams thing that they haven't had an issue with since. It was just kind of it was unfortunate kicking extra points as far as being blocked in protection, Lloyd, not missing it. Okay, he didn't miss it, he got blocked. Let's not give me those dirty looks over there, right? But to your point about the special teams, did you hear what Pat McAfee said about Polian?
Woo! I did.
Did you hear? Do we have it? Can we pull it? Didn't you send it to me? I think you sent it to me.
I can find it because.
Oh yeah, I can pull it.
We should play it.
We should play it. It's.
I don't know about the video, but I know.
Yeah, we have the tweet.
I know
for
Noah
sure.
posted the quote.
The tweet. So anyway,
Yeah, what's the quote?
basically, Pat McAfee was talking about when he was punting for the Colts. Bill Polian was his special teams coach.
Yeah.
He said Bill Polian.
Is he related to that GM at all?
Yes, that's
The
his dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
So yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. So he said, McAfee said Bill Polian's personnel and the type of people that he puts on his kickoff team does not promote great coverage because of the type of guys that he gets on his thing, right? And he said this is when he was in the Colts. Now, you come back here, we haven't had great special teams success yet. Now it's early, but I thought that was an interesting comment from somebody who had firsthand experience. Now, obviously, I paraphrased. I didn't read it word for word.
Well, this spat goes back quite a bit. From 2011, you have Bill Polian saying Pat McAfee needs to take the next step. He needs to become a better directional and strategic punter. Pat, of course, who lives on the internet.
Yeah.
This is in 2011 when he still played, and Bill Polian was a part of the organization. Said, heard what Boss said on the show. Respect his opinion. Best hang time in the league and top 10 in punts out of bounds. I guess I can always get better.
So I guess here's my only question to that too. What does anybody know what year was Pat's last year playing?
Had to be 16, 17, around there.
He's been doing this show for 5 years,
He
right?
worked with Barstool.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because is it safe?
15 or 16, I think.
Is it safe to say that the punting / kicking / special team game has kind of evolved since then?
No, for sure, it's gotten better.
I'm just saying like the actual game of
Oh,
it,
yeah.
like, right? So with that being said, like
2017.
2017.
Okay. So with that being said, like, you know, for me, if he was saying that stuff that stuff wasn't, I guess, conducive for success back then, man, it's kind of hard to say. Like, if you're doing a lot of the same stuff, like, man, things are changing and it's still probably not that conducive for success. Maybe, I don't know.
You want the quote?
Yep.
So it said Pat McAfee was discussing why he had to make so many tackles as the punter and kicker when he's covering, and he said Bill Polian's roster construction was I'm not sure it was built for good special teams. Meaning they just didn't put a focus on it. They were like whatever.
Well,
and
he
it
didn't get
showed.
the right guys.
Yeah, and it showed, and that's why Pat had to make so many tackles.
In the past, at LSU, going back to Nick Saban's days, you always had, you had Jarvis blowing people up on the kickoff team when he was here. Like, you always had your athletes.
Auburn 2011 in the pro combat.
It was your rite of passage.
Right.
Really, honestly.
Right.
Unless you somehow showed up here as a young budding freshman and you
unless you're Patrick Peterson.
and you somehow got like a lot of playing time, like on offense or defense, it was pretty much your rite of passage.
Yeah.
Ask Odell why he wore 33. Not why, but like 33 Odell played a lot of special teams.
Yeah, he did.
3 Odell didn't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's just what it was.
Well, he did, but it was that punt returner.
Right.
That's different.
Different. That's what I'm saying.
Returner is different.
Different than.
So
like,
yeah,
I'll
for
run it
anyone
down.
else who's thinking like, oh no, he didn't. No, that's different. I'm actually talking about running as a gunner. I'm actually talking about running down on kickoff.
And I don't want to
Dirty
bring
word.
I don't want to bring up anything.
I will.
I know that's your favorite guy on the team, your favorite coach, and you've talked to him. You've had a lot of great relationship with him. You like him a lot. So I thought that was interesting. When I heard that, I thought that was interesting, especially based off of what we've seen early part of the season. I think it makes a lot of sense. There's some merit to it. To your point, like, I don't know if he's good or not, right? Like, hasn't looked great, but
Like father, like son.
Well, the father's in the Hall of Fame, so.
Yeah, he thinks Lamar Jackson's a running
back. Okay, I know that. That is not good. He's a great running back, but he's also a great quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
I think he's pretty good at both of them.
He's an elite quarterback that could also be an elite running back if you want him to be. Like, that's just how good he is, right? That was a very bad take on his part. He's obviously done some things before that in the past to have success.
The game has passed him by.
For sure, and that happens. That's why you got
right.
Right.
That's why you don't see him talking much now.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody wants to talk to him.
Right.
So like, outdated.
But that makes me nervous about our special teams. Like maybe the game's passed him by. Maybe he's too stubborn to change. We'll see.
Like father, like son.
Like father, like son. We'll see.
Or maybe his players will save him, like Jack Besh was looking to do on Saturday.
What's that?
Where it's like, well, like I said, or maybe we're getting to the point now where they finally figured it out and the players will kind of hide it. Like Jack Besh returning the punt.
Well,
yeah, but that's not the issue.
Yeah. So first off, like you have to understand, when you think about bad special teams, no one ever really thinks like, man, why we don't ever pop any punt returns or kick returns? That's why we're bad. You always thinking when you have coverage teams who don't cover. Simple as that. You know, like we punt it, we kick it, and they're always busting big gains on us. That's when you're like, what are we doing over here? That's the difference of it.
When you have your starting right tackle running down on special teams and he's your last line of defense and he's the one making the tackle, that's when it's probably an issue.
I'm glad you talked about the offensive line, right? Because we got out of last week relatively healthy. You're losing Dellinger, offensive guard, right? I'm going through these notes that you so beautifully put onto our document.
I know it's not the way you like them.
No, this is good. This is good. It's fine. You're fine. We're fine.
I'll separate your plates next time. I know you like all your food like on individual plates.
No, actually, in real life, I like my food all mixed together.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, you don't.
I do. I just do all the special foods.
Sloppy as hell.
Yeah, if I'm making a roast, I want rice,
you put me some rice and gravy.
And the
rice
brisket.
And gravy, corn, everything mixed together, bro. Let me just
trust that.
So I guess we're just split in half. We're on the separating, and y'all are on the mixing together like goddamn pigs.
Yeah, but dude, you can make
just dive in yourself. Why don't you?
You can make the
What if I could? What if I could? But
I like this rice and gravy.
And you know what, Jared? And it's so good, rice and gravy, Jared. And you know what, Jared, the Mardi Gras.
That's so you're gonna hit with one person.
It only lands here. That's the inside jokes. All right, so talking about the offensive line, Dellinger's out, right? Offensive guard, he broke his hand. Now, we were talking off air, me and Lloyd were, about, he put a plate in, had surgery, got his hand, whatever. They're talking about maybe getting him to play this week, right? Now, obviously, it's a little tough. But club that baby up as an offensive lineman. You can still be productive as an offensive guard. You're not touching the ball. You just got to be able to withstand the pain, right or wrong?
I mean, you're not playing defense, so you can't actually punch.
No, right, but you can't grab them. But
let's be honest. Let's be honest. If I got a good block, I probably grab something.
Right.
More times than not.
True.
Right? So if I don't have anything to punch with, it's kind of. Now I'm not saying he should, how long I don't know, but at least it's tough. That's a tough spot. I think it's easier to do on the defensive side of the ball than it is the other way.
I agree. And my point to saying this is, we've talked about Auburn's offense not being great. We've talked about the turmoil they've had in the coaching staffs and all those transfers before the year started and how they just haven't looked good. The one thing that they've done pretty decent this year is pressuring the quarterback.
Yeah.
They've got to the quarterback. They've been pretty good up front, which they usually are.
Yeah.
We have 2 freshman tackles, which I think are probably our most talented offensive linemen. They're getting better and better and better. I think Will Campbell is probably upgraded from the freshman role now. He's been there for so long now. He's getting into SC play. It's going to be a little different animals. They're going to be having to contain guys like Will Anderson, those types of guys now, which is a whole different monster. But Auburn has racked up 47 pressures so far this year. Dellinger's out. We've had some other offensive linemen that have played this year. He's the offensive guard. I think maybe you can replace that position a little bit better than you can replace the offensive tackles. But we're starting to get some continuity. We're starting to get the same line playing. This will be the 3rd game in a row. Now we have to get this one. Are you worried about how that replacement comes with the guy with the defensive line we have, that being their only strength? Their biggest strength.
For me, even if Dellinger was healthy, I think That's still my biggest question. That would be my biggest concern going into the game. If you remember, we only got to go back 2 weeks and watched what did we look like for pretty much 2.5 quarters against another SEC team up front, right? We struggled. It just is what it is. I do think when you play this schedule and you play in this league, that is the biggest difference maker that there is what you're going to get and what kind of quality you're going to get up front. Being that that's what they're good at, being that they've pressured quarterbacks and stuff like that, makes you say, all right, well, this is a good test. I don't really, we can sit here and say everything going on about the head coaching and where that program is right now, but they're still pressuring the quarterback. They're still playing well up front, right? That's going to be a big challenge for us. So I do, going into this game, looking at it, that is a big question because you never know who's going to win the turnover battle. So you can't sit there and basically bank on winning it or bank on saying that we're going to turn it over, especially or we're going to turn it over more than they do.
You have to assume both teams have 0 turnovers.
0-0. So how are you going to play up front? Who's going to make the mistakes? Where are the mistakes going to be made? And,
Now, the fact that they do get pressure on the quarterback, I would like for Jayden Daniels to continue the progress that he's had of sitting in the pocket and surveying the field. But the fact that they do get pressure gives me more confidence that he can.
But we're talking about pressure. I haven't scouted him, so I don't know what kind of pressure we're talking about.
Yeah.
Are they bringing blitzes or are they getting home with 3 or 4?
Right.
Because if they are, I don't care who you are, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah,
right.
No.
And I guess my reason for saying all of that is once again because we have Mississippi State here at home, right? You kind of had a half and half game at thing. When you go on the road, New Orleans, with that thing a long time ago. That was last year. Yeah, whatever. That wasn't even on the schedule. But you go to Auburn in your first real road game, right? You get pressures. Ball may come out. Crowd may get loud. How do you respond to it, right? Like it's a big thing. So
for sure,
it's something to watch.
And I know Auburn isn't probably as good as they've been in the past, but it's still an SEC team that has.
It's still Auburn.
It's still Auburn because what it reminds me of is when Brandon Harris just got absolutely swallowed up by the Auburn crowd. It was his first
but Auburn
start.
Was better than
exactly, but they can. I'm saying they're going to bring it.
Oh yeah,
the
no
crowd
doubt.
will be there, so you have to make sure that doesn't happen early. And I was looking at Auburn's schedule a little bit. They haven't faced a quarterback really like Jayden, but he hasn't been on a true road test. And what do you do when you get uncomfortable on the road? You go back to what you feel like you do best. And so all the things that you saw against New Mexico.
That doesn't go just for Jayden. That goes for everyone. So that's a great point that you made there.
Yeah,
good job, Lloyd.
Oh, thanks.
Good job.
I'm here all day.
Well, you have
literally.
All day.
Yeah, I hear some things we like. Speaking of, we watched with Coach Caskey. Like we went through the clicker for some of the Auburn quarterbacks plays, and he's raw. And he would I think Jordy called him a freshman because he thought he was a freshman, but he played 2 years at Oregon, didn't play. But he's one of those guys that you can see.
Baseball player at Auburn too.
Yeah, exactly. You see all the talent in the world.
I saw you and Shay's. You didn't even talk about John Rice Plumlee. I was a quarterback.
I was dead at that point.
Yeah, that's okay.
I tried to leave. They wouldn't.
I was like, there's a couple more they missed.
A ton. I was trying to get out of there.
You know who was actually a really good baseball player and football player? We played as freshmen. He wasn't a quarterback. That was Eric Decker from Minnesota.
Oh man, he did well for himself too.
I mean, but he was he had 330 with 15 as an outfielder. And he looked good in a baseball uniform.
Oh yeah, God, he never had.
He was good. Remember Minnesota?
He was a good athlete.
He was pretty good. I mean, he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But when you get to
he looked a lot better than Tebow did.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I thought y'all liked Tebow.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have any issue with Tebow.
We got that argument already.
But I could call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
What he did was so impressive.
That is. Doesn't mean it was good. But the fact that he hadn't played baseball his whole life, basically, and went to AA and hit 250 in AA, I'll give him props for that. It wasn't a good 250.
I'm not giving him that much props for it, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
I give him,
We're back.
The only reason why I'm not giving him that much props for it because Mikey won't tell you that he hit in front of Jeff McNeil and Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
who the hell they gonna pitch to?
No, I get that.
I'm not giving him that much props. It's not like he was on a regular AA team with two regular 2-3 guys. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but he didn't play baseball. Okay, go ahead. Anyway,
that's all I'm saying.
Go ahead.
I didn't know that.
Shit, Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso. Hey, you get the heaters, bro. You're not that good.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Hit a couple.
I understand.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand that. You still gotta hit it. But go ahead.
Hit a couple Texas leaguers. I bet he was stretching.
It wasn't an impressive 250 by any means.
How many times do you think he was rounded first and just barreling into second? Like,
I mean, I saw him tackle a foul ball. So.
Yeah.
Some tackle of foul line.
I saw him tackle a foul ball to where he got up and he had dirt on his back.
Effort was never a question.
Never a question. And he gave me a double against DeGrom in spring training, so I'll take it.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
And he circumcised my children in Peru.
Okay, finish your statement now.
How do we get to that?
on that note, let's finish what you were saying. Finish your comment.
We're a sports show.
Yeah.
Back to Jaden Daniels. Such a statement.
Let's get back to football. But I was just saying, whenever you get in those situations where we want to think that LSU has found its identity a little bit because we're such a week to week. You have to look at it week to week because it's impossible not to. You evaluate what you just saw, right? We just saw LSU, New Mexico. You saw Jade Daniels sit in the pocket, do the thing that you wanted to do. Even BK commented on it, saying, "Look, he got to his fourth read and
What throw did he say was his favorite throw? What throw did he say his favorite throw?
Was it the one to Dre Jenkins?
Yep. But it was Dre Jenkins. It was 4-3. That was the one I was talking about over the middle. Yep.
Maybe BK listens to us.
No.
Maybe he listens to this show.
No, maybe we just kind of know what we're talking about a little bit.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I think he called Lou Holtz back too. So.
Wow, I wonder if he left. You think he sent a carrier pigeon? You think Lou Holtz has the? You think he's got?
I just can't get. Look, time
out.
out.
He sent a messenger. You think he called him? You think he did the little dial phone thing? Like what phone do you think Lou Holtz uses? Payphone maybe?
I think it's a hospital, 911, and you can get Lou Holtz.
Satellite phone.
One of them big ones.
One of the car phones.
The big ones, the big car phones. The big phone that they put the thing on to where you could do it while you're.
You have to extend the antenna out and pull it up.
Could you imagine? I want you to just really think about it. Could you imagine being at Notre Dame for 10 years and you never spoke with the Lou Holtz? Like you never returned his call?
Hey, I respect that.
I didn't call. I wrote you a letter.
Oh my God!
I didn't check my mailbox. If you just emailed me back, it's Lou Holtz at AOL.com.
Hotmail. Hotmail.
Still workshopping Lou Holtz. I'm gonna get there. I got a
that's okay. We got.
I need to get dentures permanently put in.
We gotta start practicing the mirror, I think.
Okay, I could do that.
Let's start recording yourself and playing it back.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Finish
I'm getting good at Skip because I'm hanging out with Skip a lot.
There you go.
He skipped the show yesterday.
So
he had a book
signing.
Oh,
yeah, the book signing. I missed it.
But what were we talking about? Oh, Jaden.
You were talking. You told me.
Yeah, like I said, whenever you get uncomfortable when you go to a road environment, which LSU, like we've said, has never actually been in one yet. The Mississippi State game early on, it does, the numbers don't bear out. It doesn't look good. Then LSU finds a way to win. You get lucky a little bit with a muffed punt. Then you go into New Mexico and it looks the way it should, and then you can harken back to Southern where it looks the way it should. It feels like Florida State was a year ago.
Yeah, and I don't want to say lucky because that's hard to say that you got lucky. Like those things happen in games. If you're gonna say that we got lucky, then you say Florida State got lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boom.
Like
perfect. Loved it.
You know, like
it's part of the game.
It's part of the game for sure. But it's not something that you expect to happen. You're not counting on special teams turnovers to help you win a game.
But that wasn't, even if they didn't turn over, we were winning at the time. You know what I mean? That helped put the game out of reach.
Yeah.
You know, who's to say that we
weren't?
But
it was another comeback. Like LSU,
13-point comeback.
Like same thing with Florida State. When you play teams that actually you feel like are competitive, LSU has started very slow and had to rely on their defense to keep them in it because there's been some turnovers. Now we can talk tempo with Jaden Daniels. That's why I thought about the weather a little bit, because if they're not going to be able to move the ball, if the weather's good, I think it's still going to be sloppy just because there's going to be rain all week.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I literally pulled the weather up in Auburn, Alabama. I'll tell you right now. You can call me Jim Cantor.
Oh, he's my curtain call.
I thought the condom was going to be your curtain call.
I got a bunch of them.
Auburn, Alabama. Daily.
Eat.
Daily. All right.
I haven't eaten in like 3 days.
Thursday, sunny, 0% chance of rain, high of 75, low of 56. That's Thursday, which is tomorrow.
Cold front's helping them too.
Friday, high of 77, low of 53, 12% chance of rain, 14-mile-an-hour winds.
It's a little windy.
Saturday, high of 76, low of 55, 14% chance of rain, 10-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay. So my early weather report has
not rained.
Okay, so all field equal playing field.
That's what Weather Channel app told me. No.
That's nice. That's good. Love to hear it.
I should put that in your brain.
Good.
Use that for the show.
Because I'm starting to start thinking over under stuff like that. But I was just, if it gets tough, if LSU, which I'd like to get y'all's take on this. I don't know if we talked about it on Monday or not, but the receiving of the football, if you win the toss, I'd like to see the defense go out first.
We talked about that as a preference, and I am on the side of defense going out first. I get why he wants to do it because he wants to try to set the tone and the tempo of the game.
But you do that with your defense now.
You can, right? But I get why he wants to do that. It's a preference. I'd rather have the ball. Hey, let's go and score 2 minutes and get the ball at half. I'd rather that.
Me too, and that's what. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is I want to see. We haven't seen Jaden Daniels in a true road test, and if it gets tough, which I really don't think it will. But Auburn has always been little while. It may. But the only reason I say that is because we haven't seen LSU in a true road game against a team that's actually like. I think Mississippi State is better than Auburn, right? That's fair to say. This is like that middling team that's a make or break. Like, okay, let's see how dominant you can be.
Which is why I think it's a great test for LSU. Mm-hmm. Because it's not a team that you should lose to, but it's a team that can beat you if you don't play the right way. And it gives you another game to grow and get better and make those adjustments that you've been making all year and not having to play absolute picture perfect. I'd rather than play picture perfect, win by 3-4 touchdowns, make it look really good, going into Tennessee with some hype. I'd obviously rather that, but you don't have to play perfect. Now, I'm not saying that they need to go out there and fumble the ball and have some, 4 straight 3-and-outs. And, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's not a team that you're going to at Auburn that is supremely talented, more talented than you, and is going to beat your brains in. It's not that type of game.
You have to play a perfect game to win. Right. If you're in the receivers room and they bring back Kayshawn the way after last week, which I imagine was probably a little odd considering the timing of it, whatever. It felt like the offense, I don't want to say looked better without him, but it looked like it had more kind of continuity. Everybody was able to get it. You didn't have to force feed anybody. They wanted to get Jack Besh involved, and that seems easier because what Jaden Daniels does well, so does Jack Besh, like those easy kind of like me read you routes, kind of stuff like that. If you're in the receiver room and Kayshawn's automatically inserted again, what's the feeling around? He's going to be inserted.
What's the feel around it?
Yeah. You're not
business as usual.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's talented.
Yeah.
He's very, very talented. And everyone in that building knows it,
But you don't think there's 3 or 4 guys like, damn, we kind of played.
Lloyd, every one of them dudes in that receiver room, every one of them got about 10 different offers from 10 different schools. They all think that they can play. And they all probably can. So it doesn't matter if you insert another guy who came in who we've all seen do what they can do, and he's also put up numbers that they haven't put up yet. So they're not going to sit there and say, oh, he don't deserve to be here. They all know he does, right?
Oh, it's not that. It just feels like the team was it flowed so much.
But I think
yeah, but that's not a.
I don't think it was a Kayshawn issue. I think that was a game plan thing. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's why that's part of. I keep going back. That's part of why I thought it was so important for him to play because.
That was a great opportunity for him to get into. Like this team's so new. We talked about this, right? New coaches, new players, new transfer, new freshmen. There's so many people coming together. We saw this team starting to figure things out game by game by game. This was a game that we think this works. We play Florida State. It didn't work. We have to do something in the end. Wasn't enough yet. Play Southern. That's not a true test. You bring in Mississippi State. Right, we think this works, doesn't work, had to do something better in the end. This was a good game for them now, 3 games into it, figure out, well, this is the stuff that works for us. You need to be here for it. He wasn't, okay? It is what it is. That's why we said it would have been a great test for him to do it. Now it's inserting him into the same thing.
But I don't think the offense had so much as that success because he wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that the offense had that success because it was brewing and it was kind of trending that way as far as like, hey, these are the adjustments that we're going to make. This is what we want to start doing. This is how we're going to get the balls to the receivers. And they did that. It was just unfortunate that he wasn't on the field to do it, to reap the benefits of it. Now, if you go out and you start seeing them, okay, they're trying to force feed them the ball. Now we have, now they're trying to do, but I don't see that happening. Because he was open earlier in the year, right? There were times early in the year that he was open. It's just something was off. Jaden Daniels didn't see it. Like, those things have gotten better, you have to play together on the field to really.
I think
really
that team.
lock it in.
I think that team. Everyone would love to show up first day of the season and understand and know their identity because they have guys that have that much continuity, guys that have that much experience playing together and playing at this level, right? That would be the perfect scenario. They didn't have that, and that's not going to happen in a lot of places, right? So they're figuring out their identity, who they are, what they do well against real competition, right? On the fly, which a lot of teams are, right? But that's why it's always important to be there, to show up, to be out there, to be as healthy as possible, because it gives you an idea of being able to do this stuff.
I think that's why you've seen Jaden kind of connect with the other guys, why you've seen him connect with the Malik Neighbors, with the Brian Thomas, because Jack Besh was hurt early in camp, wasn't really be able to get out there. Obviously, Booty was hurt, wasn't able to get out there. So the guys he got reps with are the guys that he's trusting the most. Like you saw it early on with like Burrow, where he was like, I'm more comfortable with throwing it to Justin Jefferson, and then you saw him develop that kind of camaraderie with Jamar Chase.
Hey, I mean,
I'm talking about
correct me
2018.
if I'm wrong, but the Max and Kayshawn thing was pretty much a lot of, we got kind of inserted in this thing at the same time too. That happens everywhere, right? Like this second team, quote unquote second team guy with the second team receiver, scout team guy with scout, like that always, they've worked together. So like it's a thing. It just is, right?
You're gonna see like you talk about continuity and like having chemistry with receivers. Like Jack, I think earned himself some trust through Jaden Daniels because he made some catches. They weren't like impossible catches, but settled down in the zone over the middle, right?
Yeah.
And outside of his body catches were like, hey man, these things could like came in kind of hot, maybe could get off the fingertips, but like snagged it, broke a couple tackles, got some run. Like that's important, right? Like as a quarterback to be able to go and make those throws and not be 100% perfect and have a guy that can, that he's going to go out there and make that play, even though it's not exactly where you want to put it. Like that's
comfortable.
That makes you very comfortable, right? Like that gives you a lot of confidence to keep feeding him because you know that either he's going to catch it or he's going to do something to make sure someone else doesn't catch it.
And it shows how much emphasis they've put on the quarterback position, or how important the quarterback position is in football. Because if they wanted to feature Kayshawn, don't you think they would have started Nussmeier? They're like, Jaden gives us the best opportunity to win just because of how important the quarterback position is. Because if it's Nussmeier, he doesn't run as much, easier to get him the ball. Jaden's just going to go out there. He's like, this is our best chance to win this year. And that's what it kind of has boiled down to because you don't have a quarterback that's really trying to spread it out as much early on. But hopefully you see him get there, and this will be the first test to see what he does in a road environment where I'm not as comfortable as I probably have been playing my first, 4 games essentially at home.
Yeah.
We're gonna see, but I think that I'm pretty confident in how like the game plan they're gonna come out with. Like I think that if they weren't anticipating coming out and starting to do tempo early in the game, they wouldn't have done it against New Mexico. There was no reason to do it against New Mexico if it wasn't something that you're working towards to say, this is gonna be our identity moving forward. So that's going to be fun to watch, especially because I get to watch it not in a golf cart, which I thought I was going to have to be in a golf cart with my phone and take away from my attention from the member guests this weekend, but it's not because the game's at 6. It makes me very happy.
Oh, what did you think it was going to be? That you get 2:30?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be early. If it was an earlier game, right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, we've got to be locked in.
Locked in. That's what's going to happen on Sunday. Saints to play at 8:30.
Thursday night. Eagles going icy whites.
Yeah, but Thursday I don't have golf.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying.
We're going to get to that.
Wait, Saints are in London. What time?
Yeah,
That's early.
8:30 a.m.
Oh, kill me. I'm not going to be able to.
I'll be on the golf course.
I mean, I'm not going to be
I think
up
what I'm
at
going to do is I
8:30.
think I'm going to bring my iPad.
You might be getting home at 8:30.
I think I'm going to bring my iPad and just set my iPad up.
That's what you should do. Put
That's
it
what
on
I'm
the.
gonna
Yeah.
Ooh, who's your guest?
Who cares?
Matt DeGraw from Lafayette.
If
You
he's
stole
with
some of
it-
your gear? You giving it back this weekend?
Oh, yeah. It's a great,
He probably maybe.
great opportunity for you to get your stuff back.
Great opportunity.
Still fits.
Had a friend call me today from Texas, mad that I didn't invite him to member guest. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen you in Louisiana in a year. You come to games and don't even tell us you're in town.
Tell me who I think it is.
Exactly who you think it is.
Oh my God, that guy's
He
unbelievable.
said, hey, next year I'm playing member guest. I'm like, I can't count on you. I don't think I can count on you. He's very good at golf, though.
He's very good at golf.
Yeah.
John Peters.
Hey, who's better, him or Buzzy?
Oh, this guy's not that good.
Buzzy.
Then.
I don't think. I mean, Buzzy shot par at the Augusta. Did he tell you that?
Yeah, I've heard before. Buzzy has a sick setup at his house. He did a video call. Was it on here?
No. Buzzy, for some reason, won't come on our show. If you're hearing this, Buzz.
That Buzz.
The buzz saw.
The buzz saw. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's mentioned it a time or two. I worked for the sports shorts. I did take a little shekel off of him when I played, and he tried to rearrange our handicaps at the turn.
Oh,
weird.
It's not. It's actually not that weird because he definitely hustled him. That's his move. I'm an 18 handicap. No, you're fucking not.
Sometimes I play bad. You've seen it.
Handicap. I'm an 18. Bullshit. You're better than me.
Lloyd's big on the under promise and over deliver.
Oh, that's his move.
That's him all day.
That's his move. All right, let's talk to the icy whites. Let's talk about the icy whites.
Can't
I
wait.
am fired up about the icy whites. Also, the bubble. The indoor bubble is up and running in Cincinnati. Unbelievable. They have an indoor facility in the NFL for the first time ever in Cincinnati. I'm very happy.
They're not splitting it with the college team
They're not
anymore?
splitting it with the lacrosse teams of University of
So
Cincinnati.
all that means is that the owner definitely did not get a new hat because that old ass hat he was wearing through the playoffs last year.
Hey,
like, well, I spent my money here, so
it
I'm
worked
gonna
out.
keep wearing his hat.
The whole hat worked out. Maybe it was good luck. But
Probably
Joe and
World
the
War II
boys.
hat.
Thank you for your service.
That was the Sandlot with the long bill.
Yeah, that thing had a purple star on it.
Joe and the boys play tomorrow night in the Icy Whites. They play at home against Miami Dolphins. Miami's probably very excited that they get to leave Florida because they're getting smacked by Hurricane Ian right now. So they get to be.
They was getting smacked by the Heat too. Actually, everyone who played in that game. We
Oh,
watched that game
bruh.
last week.
Everybody-
Boys were dying on the field.
I still can't get over the fact, like, if you were in a bubble and you didn't watch the game, and they said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you the box scores of every game, and I want you to tell me who won, who lost." Like,
You
know,
never guess that. No.
if you looked at that box score, you're like, "Oh, the Bengals beat the shit out of the Dolphins."
Bengals.
I mean,
No. Bills.
the Bills beat the shit out of the Dolphins.
No.
They didn't. They had the ball for 40 minutes. They ran 3 times the amount of plays
90 plays.
that the
That's
Bengals
college level.
that the Dolphins ran.
Crazy.
They tripled the amount of yardage that the Dolphins had, or doubled the amount of yardage the Dolphins had, but they lost. Crazy. NFL was crazy last week. The NFL has been crazy so far, but the Dolphins are 3-0. There's 2 undefeated teams. No, not one, because who's the other one?
Eagles.
Oh, Eagles and the Dolphins. It was 3 when we talked about it the first time. We said 2. The Giants hadn't played, they lost against the Cowboys. So now there's 2 undefeated teams. Cooper Rush, undefeated in his career, 3-0. It is the Dolphins and the Eagles, undefeated, right? Dolphins are going to Cincinnati as a 4-point dog. Now, Vegas must know something that we don't know. I don't know if Tua's back injury is a little bit more serious than they let on. I don't know what the deal is, but to have a 3-0 team going on the road and being a 4-point dog, I don't.
Maybe they just looked at the stat line from last week and they
Maybe.
said, you know.
Maybe.
Because it does feel Miami feels a little bit like LSU in a sense, to where every time it looks ugly, then they just fucking flip the switch and it turns on. It's like, oh, they won. But I think some of it's to what you said, where they're looking, all right, they're going from that game where they're dog tired. Like, you had people falling out on the field after the game. It looked like a high school practice, 2-a-days. And now they're playing on a short week, playing on a Thursday, and they're like, well, maybe they're just kind of worn out. And you saw Tua get banged up, whatever kind of happened to him. He said it was his back. It looked like his head.
It was his back. I mean, I've had, and it wasn't back spasm. I haven't had that type of, but I've had like a back spasm like in the middle of a game where like I'm running and like I lose. I basically almost fall down. Like I do this basically the same thing he did because.
Did you look as airheaded as he did too?
No, but like here's also. I mean, I don't think it was a concussion, but maybe not. I'm going based off of what
it's optimism.
he is saying. He is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's other. I mean, he did shake his head. That was very
weird.
But
Indicative of. But
concussion.
whatever.
But listen.
Where am I?
Whatever.
How much time is left? Call a timeout.
Joe is also coming off. The Bengals are also got off the schneid, and they put together a pretty good performance last week. Joe played very well, no turnovers. They had a stat. I stole this from the Pat McAfee show. Thank you, Pat. But there was a stat that they showed on TV that they highlighted that Joe had gone 12 plays without being sacked.
Oh. Hey, guys, clap it up for
But was he pressured in
Cowboys.
those plays?
Yeah.
Because the
Probably,
fact that
yeah.
you are
one thing at a time.
on the broadcast stating that Joe Burrow has not been sacked in 12 plays, that is not very good.
I'll say this, much like LSU right now.
But they played
too,
better.
That offensive line is it's a work in progress. They're better than what they look at. There's no way they're going to sustain this pace of terribleness all year.
Right. And
Well,
listen,
they did
they'll
it
be
last
bad.
year.
You
I know
have-
they
No,
got
this is historically bad right now.
you have
120 sacks. That's impossible.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
You have
Like,
David
it's
Carr.
just not going to happen.
you have a superstar as a quarterback. You have 3 top tier receivers, right? Because Tyler Boyd's one of the best slot guys.
No,
in
I'd
the league.
say their skill position is literally up there with everyone in the league.
Right, and you
You
have
have those 3 guys. You got
Mixon.
an absolute dog as a running back, a pretty decent backup.
Yeah. They're in a good spot. I think they felt good. They have Joe at the helm. 4-point dogs, right? So,
God.
Caesar Sportsbook,
That's just
our,
a trick.
our partners, our sponsors, we appreciate that. They give us the ability to say you can use our promo code, which is Mik'd Full. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app. Use that code. Get a risk-free bet up to $1,250. Here's what I have. I actually put some bets in for tomorrow already.
That's what I was just working on.
So I have Bengals. I did take the Bengals with points. I took Bengals -4. Did not buy points like Lloyd probably would want me to.
Or has already.
Probably already has. Now
Working on a teaser.
what I did do is I did the Bengals. I did the same game parlay with the Bengals -4. I do this all the time.
+4.
Bengals are -4.
-4.
Yes. Bengals are -4. So I took Bengals -4 and the over at 47. That's what I did. And then I took Joe Mixon first touchdown of the game.
47. Neither
Over
team
on a
has scored
Thursday
a
night
ton
game.
of points.
Yes, they have. Not last week, but the week before. How many points did the Dolphins score against the Ravens?
I don't know.
A lot.
But that was on the second half. Yeah. Maybe go for
They still scored.
Maybe go first half under, full game over.
Maybe. But the Bengals got rolling last week. They started playing better. They started scoring. I think Joe threw 2 or 3 touchdowns last week. Like, the Bengals are going to score, right? How do you get to 47?
You got to score points.
26, 23, 49 points? That's how you do it.
26-23 is just an ugly.
But
27,
But hey, it gets you
24.
there.
I mean, you talked about them not scoring a lot of points. 26, 23, that's not scoring a ton.
24-21 doesn't get you there.
Yeah, I think there's room.
I don't love overs on Thursday night games. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know. It always just feels like they don't want to
Especially
be
early.
there.
Not want to be there.
Well,
It's just
I
you
took
don't get the chance to prepare. Like
The beauty of gambling is y'all can do the other opposite. You don't have to follow me.
I'm just gonna do a teaser. I'm gonna go LSU +6.5 to get it down to 3, 2.5. Get it down to 2.5, and then I'm gonna do the Bengals to get it down to 1. So Bengals get points. You get it to 2. LSU just has to win. Voila. Now you don't have stress.
That easy, huh?
Stress free.
But isn't the fun of gambling having a little stress on it?
Oh, it'll still be stressful. Because I try to do the same thing. I've tried to do one every week. It's never hitting.
If you were
but-
gambling, it was stress.
So your teasers haven't hit, but you keep teasing.
Well, because it's going to get there.
Oh, okay.
Because we know what it was doing. I was putting the Saints in it, and now I'm off the Saints. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did a money line parlay with the Bengals and the Saints, looking at the schedule. And I was like, the Saints are going to turn this thing around at some point.
They will.
They will.
But it's not this week. I'm not betting them on London.
And London.
Who's going to play quarterback? We
I
have
don't
a
know.
contro- we
I
have a
feel like the
controversy.
defense is gonna ball out this week though.
Under.
I feel like Alvin's gonna ball out.
8:30 game in London. I just feel like they're gonna show up in the defense.
Alvin's
is
going to go
ball.
get a couple pints,
I think Alvin's gonna ball out. I just hope the receivers
getting
play.
a couple fights.
Hey, listen, you got the Red Rocket there, boys. Red Rocket. as the backup, so we're in good hands if he needs to play. This is why he got him.
They're going to be rooting so hard for him to play. If the Irish folk come over, they're going to be like one of us. Throw some bangers and mash at him. I'm Irish, so I can say this.
I guess Courtney is full Irish? Not full Irish. You're a mutt.
I'm a mutt, but like a lot of Irish.
Majority Irish.
Oh yeah, I squeezed a potato a time or two. They took it from me.
But that's what I got. Those are my bets.
Same again.
Bengals -4 and the over.
God, the
47.
4.
And I took Joe Mixon first touchdown. I
like that.
I have some more money in my account, so I may
just so you know.
I
may get live tomorrow night or no?
I may go a little live tomorrow night.
That's
not a bad idea.
That's
I haven't done it yet.
That's where I've been saving myself.
That's what I won in basketball all the time. Was live betting basketball.
Oh shit! It's already 8.
I know.
Do we want to get to the? We got some seggies.
Let's do the seggies. Perfect. That's how you know Lloyd doesn't feel good. Oh damn, we're at 8. Let's get to the seggies. Lloyd's usually here. We'll be here till 10 p.m.
I was like, actually, yeah. I just wanted.
No, let's go to the seggies. You're just happy that you had the seggies in there.
Yeah, that's really what it was. I feel good. I feel fine.
Okay.
The guest perked me up.
We're gonna do it. Not my fault.
Jack, you okay over there? I feel like you're grinding on. So are you doing thermo?
No, I was making a thumbnail actually.
Oh, thank you.
It's working.
Thermal.
I saw the.
Not my fault is brought to you by Doe's Place. Love Doe's.
We ran a little spot for him today just now.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We're gonna start updating all of our spots. We're gonna find a day where I can come in here. We're gonna do it soon. But not my fault. It's brought to you by Doe's Place. Waiting for Lloyd to.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for my. I got a lot of tabs open.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Do you?
Big tab.
Do you though?
I do.
Do you though?
Oh no. Nobody else has one?
I mean, you're the one who we're so excited
Literally
for the
you.
segment.
I know. This is bad production on my part. Start coughing.
I mean,
Oh.
there we go. Okay. Oh. Yes. Yes.
Here it is.
The link wasn't working.
I forgot to put a space behind it. Oh, this is what it is.
Jesus
My God.
Christ.
Okay, well, I forgot what I put
remember
in
what it
here. I
was.
didn't label it. My bad, fellas. My bad. Is it? Yeah, my fault, not my fault. Absolutely, certainly these people's fault. The Dude Perfect arena that they're building.
Oh, God.
Don't do this to kids. Like, don't let them believe that this is some pipe dream that you can have where you can shoot basketballs and do trick shots for a living and think God did it. Look at this megaplex they're building. They're basically the Joel Osteen of sports. It's unbelievable.
So you're off Dude Perfect?
I've never liked them.
No, I've never liked him either.
Look at this shit. Like, what are
What
we
is
doing?
this?
Yeah, like, what are we doing
What
here?
is this thing? This SoFi?
Exactly. It's
Who
a
built
fucking
that?
football field. It's not built yet, but this is the projection of what they want to do.
Where is this
And
being-
How do they have the money to do that?
They make a fucking ton of money on YouTube, and they obviously have sponsors, and God did it for them too. So
Wow. Do they show the inside of it?
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of it.
they do.
It's ridiculous.
Let me bring the.
And so this is like
That's Never Land right there.
That's pretty sick. Where's that going to be located?
Well, that's the other thing. They're offering up. They said we'd love to do it in our hometown of Dallas, but if anybody else is interested,
Oh, they're bidding it up.
yeah, they're treating it like they're in the fucking NFL.
So
It's
why
like,
are you mad? Why are you mad about these guys? You're mad at these guys? Wow.
It was just fucking stupid. They're not cool. Like I don't know.
Well, they're cool enough to do this.
I don't understand how they. I don't understand how they
Right,
got
but just
money.
because you don't like them doesn't mean that other people don't like them.
Who likes this?
Somebody.
Enough people to where they can build
Somebody's
this.
backing it.
I mean, they're gonna shoot on. There's a 330-foot tower. I guess that would be fine.
Well, here's my thing: is like, at what point do the trick shots get?
Well, if they build it, I'll go. It's
Yeah,
fun.
if you go, they will come.
At what point do the trick shots become like not as cool anymore? Like the trick, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, the thing is, they started like a yard, and then all of a sudden they're throwing it like off of stadiums and stuff like that. Like as they got bigger.
I mean,
like,
I'm not hating on them. I respect the fact that
This is insane.
I love that they can do this. I love that they've been able to make this amount of money on being a YouTube creator on doing trick shots.
Why
Right?
do we
Like
need a pool?
they're entertainers.
There's more trick
dude.
shots going to be there. What do
They're
you mean?
entertainers. Like these kids that have the toy openings and they show you how these toys work and they do nothing but play the toys and they make millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Dude, I did fall down the toy rabbit hole. today because of the Russell Wilson football. And I was like, can somebody show me if this thing is worth the fuck or not? It's not. Like, you have to be, like, actually...
You should get one.
I do want one.
You should go look at the Russell Wilson sandwich.
Did you see the Russell Wilson?
Oh, that
was my...
Go ahead. No, you can have... I got plenty.
That was my curtain call.
Do it.
It was a bad curtain call. So curtain call is brought to us by Frankie Harris at Assured Partners. I guess technically he's my boss. But...
What do you mean, technically?
I mean, he is.
My boss.
But my curtain call isn't a curtain call to something being good. My curtain call is to Russell Wilson because I think he has just invested in himself of being, I'm going to do the most cringeworthy things ever, and I'm going to go viral for it because that's just who I'm going to be, and that's the brand that I'm going to do. Because what sandwich?
It's the Russell Wilson sandwich.
I know, but what company? Like who?
Subway.
Subway's Russell Wilson sandwich commercial makes him look like a psychopath.
Did you see? This is the video I'm going to pull up because this is where I saw it. Shout out to Ken Jack on Barstool Sports. But they put him as the scene from when the Joker...
You're going to show like the edited one?
Yeah.
Have you seen this one? It is unbelievable. So he's in like the
ballroom.
The ballroom.
That the Dark Knight when Joker first broke in.
Yeah, and he's
I did see this.
And he's talking about the sandwich, and it's so goddamn funny because it feels so real.
I don't have my earphones on.
Split the Subway sandwich.
So awful.
This is so bad.
Hey, you want to split this Subway sandwich?
Anyways.
It is my signature sandwich. It's called the Danger Witch, and it's dangerously good. Hey, be careful.
Hey,
you want
listen,
split this Subway sandwich?
he's embraced that.
It is my signature
He's
sandwich.
embraced that. So, respect for embracing it. But that's my curtain call. You have one?
You ever done anything dangerous?
I don't think he knows that.
Oh, he knows.
Let's go to mine. I got one. It's great.
What is yours?
Why is he still playing?
It's the second one. It's actually the second one right under the LeBron. Well, the first one right under LeBron.
I got you.
I don't know who the kid is.
Good God, Lloyd, you do have a lot of tabs.
I know,
Holy.
I don't know who the
worked
kid
hard.
is. I'm guessing he's in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a little JV player. It's not the left guard you always dreamed of, but it's the one you get. And if I could get that kind of effort
All you can ask for is effort, right?
if I
All
could
you
get
can
that
ask
kind of
for.
effort out of him,
You
I'm
come
with
in
it.
here, your
That's a
numbers
kid
called,
that-
you give me 100% effort, that's all you can ask for.
If that's what he says, hey, look, I'm not going to let you get sacked, I'm okay with it. We jump off sides, it's all right, keep pushing.
I don't think he jumped off sides.
Yeah, he did.
He did jump. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, he did.
flipped.
You going to play it?
Yeah, I got it coming up right now. Look, this man, I mean, props to you, brother. Look.
Hold your water.
Oh, we're not going to call it, though.
No call.
And then I'm going to spin you around.
Come here. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't tackling nobody.
I respect it. Hey,
And then the walk, he's got a little fucking strut to him.
hey. Protect him by all means.
Good block, coach.
We on two. My bad. Let me get set.
He tried to scoot back with 2 steps, too, like nobody was going to see you.
Protect him. Protect him at all costs, man.
Hey, I guess
respect
you can give a curtain call to the referee, too, because he probably had a
I
dinner date,
respect
and he
it.
was like, bro, I'm not calling
I
this.
ain't
I
calling
gotta
that.
get
Look
out
at
of
this
here.
guy. Can't do that.
Nobody reacted to anything. They're like, oh, that's just old.
Not
That's
even-
old Billy.
not even
over
The
there.
DN is like swinging his arm, like, get off me.
You got one?
Yeah, it's for LeBron. He made quite a typo on Twitter. That
Oh.
was very funny.
I saw that one.
Let me get it.
What do you do?
You'll see. He always says the kid from Akron. It's like his hashtag. Well, he went to quote tweet something. I think somebody.
Oh, he quote tweeted Nike.
He quote tweeted Nike and it said hashtag the kid from Akron, but he accidentally typed the mid from Akron, and
Total himself.
which, now everybody's saying he's mid or whatever, not the GOAT, which was just funny that he made the typo in a tweet.
Tough.
Can't do that. Gotta double check it.
Well, but it does show that he runs his own account.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
Oh no! If you look,
He deleted it right after.
Yeah, 1 second. This tweet has been deleted.
There it is. Maybe he didn't do it on
And
purpose.
speaking of legacies,
This is your current call.
this is my curtain call. It's not a video. It is a picture.
I'm impressed, boys. We all 4 of us got one. today.
Look at.
Well, I got one more too.
Okay.
Look at the pause on Charlie Woods. If you don't think this kid is coming for everything, he is about to take over the golf world. He shot.
How old is he now?
I think 13.
I think he could palm his chest. His hand is so big.
He's gonna be 6'3".
He's gonna be a monster.
Tiger's like 6'2", right?
He's gonna be a monster. He has to. It's making him go to the gym with him. Like he's
I mean,
like
you can tell. You can like he's
He's
got
growing
like
He's got shape already.
yeah.
and he shot a career low on the last day of this tournament. Already
14-year with a career.
13.
13.
But I forgot what he shot. But it was like 68. I will never shoot 68 in my
Where do you
life.
think he plays from? Tees. What tees does he play from?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know that
His
question.
dad caddied for him. He's 13. Shot a 68 and lipped out in Albatross. I mean, look at these hands, dude. This is unbelievable. It's like when you look at a puppy dog, and you're
That's
like,
exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
it's like,
oh damn,
giant.
this dog's gonna be big. Look how big his
Look at
paws
the big
are.
paws. That's exactly what it looks like.
no. But if
You usually say that with humans' feet, not their hands.
yeah. and we all saw Tiger. What else he has? So I'm sure that Charlie's gonna have a
All right,
good
so,
life.
You had to.
the last
Jesus Christ.
curtain call. I mean, good night.
Jesus.
He put it on the internet, not me.
Please just
Well,
put
you
it
brought
up
it
there
back
because seeing this is actually very impressive.
I was
Which one
waiting
is
for
this?
it.
The hands?
No, this dog named Winston.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get it.
Come on, producer.
I got a lot going on.
Too many tabs.
Too many tabs. This dog named Winston. Oh my God.
Watch this thing go.
This is impressive.
We're shouting out dogs. You ever seen John Jones' dog?
You won't think about John Jones' dog when you see this dog run.
Well, yeah. Coach.
Let him go. Let him go.
Oh.
Oh.
Bro, that's a absolute beast.
Look
Look
Get
at that
faster.
dog go.
Look how fast that dog. Look at that. His back paws aren't even touching the ground.
Bro, look at that dog go.
How fast do you think that's going?
That had to be
That's a greyhound.
35 miles an hour.
Is that
Whip
greyhound?
it, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know. It didn't say.
When they have a greyhound
His
like
name is
races.
Winston.
Well,
And
that's
you would. and
Winston got that dog in
Don't
him.
ever run. Don't ever try to run from Winston.
Wow. That's why he's muzzled.
God. Look at him
Yeah,
go.
run that dog.
And one last curtain call if we want to do it, just
Another
to
one.
wrap this show. Look at our guy Jim Cantori out here, just trying to live.
I think the muzzle is actually for to keep them as aerodynamic as possible.
Oh.
He's in. This is him at the
Man,
Hurricane.
you're an idiot. Like, why would you
I
ever want to do
mean,
this?
You know.
and like you can't grab that because that may be.
I mean,
gone.
are
I mean,
you like? Why would you ever want
I
to
don't.
do that?
I don't think he's ever fought this hard in his life, and he's been to a million storms.
Wow.
That's probably the one that made me stop.
Watch the camera.
Oh look behind him.
Yeah,
The stop sign's about to get him.
Would you film him die?
like Irwin,
Yeah.
like the crocodile hunter.
Wow.
Apparently
Is
there's
that on
video.
camera?
Apparently there's video of that.
Wow.
They just
Look
won't release it.
That's crazy. Tree got him. Little bush.
Oh, trip you up every time.
His cameraman. I don't know if y'all saw this. Cameraman came out and said that he preached that to him. Like, don't ever stop rolling the tape. So apparently there's
Aaron
video
Judge
of it.
hits homer number 61.
He just won't bring
Let's
it out.
go.
Ooh.
Oh, you got to put.
All it took was a couple boos.
Boo, Homer. Boo, Homer. What inning is it?
Let me see.
Where are they playing?
Toronto.
Toronto. Who do you hit it off of?
I don't know.
Gosman.
No, Gosman already pitched. Gosman dealt too. That's the walk-off. That walk-off a couple nights ago.
Fucking Winston.
Off Miza. In
Lefty.
the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th homer.
So
You may
unless-
get one more.
Unless they hit around.
You may get one more. You may get one more.
You may get one more. Depends.
61. Well, he's breaking it now. He's definitely breaking it. He may end the. Today's Wednesday. I don't think they play on Thursday.
So when did they go back home?
I don't think they play on Thursday. He's gonna end the season off home. He's gonna hit a homer the rest of the games. Watch.
61 homes.
That's a lot. Congratulations. Curtain call to Aaron Judge.
Oh, he might get an actual curtain call.
He will get an actual curtain call if he breaks it in Toronto. For sure.
Pretty sure he probably got one of just.
Great show today, boys.
Does he have any home games left?
Oh, it was funny. They were playing the away game yesterday, and after like the third walk, the home crowd was booing their team.
Yeah,
for walking.
everybody wants to see it. I get it. Great show for
You at least want to see him swing.
Yeah, exactly. For the light show that we had on Monday, we made up for it for 15 minutes extra today. Appreciate y'all watching, listening, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. We are upgrading our YouTube channel. We're trying to give you more clips.
Coolio died.
Okay. We're trying to give you more content on the channel. Not just the shows, not just the interviews. We will not have our show from Earl's this Friday. I apologize. Big tournament I'm in on Friday this weekend with the golf. It's going to propel me to my the senior tour, hopefully, eventually. And but I'm going to have a good time. We'll be back Monday, 5 to 7 on Monday. It will be an earlier show on Monday, much to Lloyd's dismay.
Chagrin.
But we'll be back again on Monday, 5 to 8. Appreciate you all for tuning in.
Do you want to tell them about who else is coming?
Big time guest next week.
Should we do it now or should we wait?
No, let's say a big time Army weapon is rolling through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Look, I told you we're gonna sprinkle a little baseball in. Baseball starting up. I'll give you that much. Just be a good guest. A lot of people want to hear from him. He's got a lot to say. Looking forward to it. He'll be in next Wednesday in studio on our show. We're gonna have guests on Monday. Listen, we're getting better. We're lining stuff up ahead of time. We're about to give y'all exponentially better shows.
That is all.
Jack's crushing it. Our studio's almost done. We may be in the studio next week. Hopefully, gonna be fun. So all podcast networks, Spotify and Apple. Please subscribe, share it, like it, tell a friend, interact with us in socials. We'll be back on Monday, 5 to 7. Watch a Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Peace.
Moment of silence for Coolio.